only care about yourselves? I don't want Slytherin to win the House Cup, and you'll lose all the points I got from Professor McGonagall for knowing about switching spells.
Go away.
All right, but I warned you. You just remember what I said when you're on the train home tomorrow. You're so...
But what they were, they didn't find out. Hermione had turned to the portrait of the fat lady to get back inside and found herself facing an empty painting. The fat lady had gone on a nighttime visit, and Hermione was locked out of Gryffindor Tower.
Now what am I going to do?
She asked shrilly. That's your problem, said Ron. You've got to go.
Wow.
We're going to be late.
Well, Ron, why do you have
They
to
hadn't
be
even
such
reached
a
the end of the
dick?
corridor when Hermione caught up with them.
I'm coming with you,
Come on,
she said.
go.
You are not.
Come on. You can
Do you
get
think I'm
through
going to stand out here and wait
commissions.
for Filch to
You
catch
can do
me?
it.
If he
I
finds all
believe
three
in
of us,
you.
I'll tell him the truth. That I was trying to stop you, and you can back me up.
Got some nerve, said Ron loudly. Shut up, both of you, said Harry sharply. I heard something. It was a sort of snuffling. Mrs. Norris? Breathed Ron, squinting through the dark. It wasn't Mrs. Norris. It was Neville. He was curled up on the floor, fast asleep, but jerked suddenly awake as they crept nearer. Thank goodness you found me. I've been out here for hours. I couldn't remember the new password to get into bed. Keep your voice down, Neville. The password's pig snout, but it won't help you now. The fat lady's gone off somewhere. How's your arm? Said Harry. Fine, said Neville, showing them. Madame Pomfrey mended it in about a minute. Good. Well, look, Neville, we've got to be somewhere. We'll see you later. Don't leave me, said Neville, scrambling to his feet. I don't want to stay here alone. The bloody Baron's been passed twice already. Ron looked at his watch, then glared furiously at Hermione and Neville. If either of you get us caught, I'll never rest until I've learned that curse of the bogies Quirrell told us about and used it on you. Hermione opened her mouth, perhaps to tell Ron exactly how to use the curse of the bogies.
I hope you're doing well.
But Harry kissed her to be quiet and beckoned them all forward.
How are you? Hope
They flitted along
everything's
corridors
good.
striped with bars of
Hope
moonlight.
life is
From
treating
the high
you
windows.
well.
At every turn, Harry expected to run into Filch or Mrs. Norris.
Sorry, I
But
sound
they were
so
lucky.
tired.
They sped up a staircase to the third
I'm
floor
so
and tiptoed toward the
tired.
trophy room.
I'm so
Malfoy and Crabbe weren't there
tired.
yet. The crystal
Oh,
trophy
I'm
cases
so tired.
glimmered
I
where the
fucking
moonlight caught them.
forgot.
Cups,
Hold up.
shields, plates, and statues blinked silver and gold in the darkness. They edged along the walls, keeping their eyes on the doors at either end of the
Doing
room.
goof?
Harry took out his wand in
man.
case Malfoy
Goofing
leapt
it
in
up,
and started at
eh?
once.
Yeah, alright.
The minutes crept by.
Alright.
He's late. Maybe he's chickened out, Ron whispered. Then a noise in the next room made them jump. Harry had only just raised his wand when they heard someone speak, and it wasn't Malfoy. Sniff around, my sweet. They might be lurking in a corner. It was Filch speaking to Mrs. Norris. Horror-struck, Harry waved madly at the other three to follow him as quickly as possible.
Doing
They
good is
scurried
what I
silently
meant.
towards the door away from Filch's voice. Neville's robes had barely whipped round the corner when they
That's
heard Filch
fine.
enter the trophy room.
Demonic, you
They're in
got
here
in here
somewhere.
faster than Stream Elements
They heard him
said
mutter,
hello.
Probably hiding.
Stream Elements didn't
This
even
way.
know I was
Harry
streaming
mouthed to the
until
others,
before
and
you got
petrified,
in.
they began to creep
Man,
down
you
a
was
long
so
gallery full of suits
fast.
of armor.
So
They could hear Filch getting nearer.
What am I
Neville
gonna
suddenly
do?
let out a frightened
He's
squeak
so
and broke into
fast.
a
How
run.
is your
He tripped,
man?
grabbed Ron around the
Hopefully
waist,
he's
and the
not
pair of them went
tickling you
toppling right into
tonight.
a suit of armor. The clanging and crashing were enough to wake the whole castle.
Also,
Harry yelled, and the four of them sprinted down the gallery,
I'm
not looking back
interested
to
in
see whether
Dying
Filch was
Light
following.
2. Should I
They
just
swung
go
around the
play
doorpost
Dying
and galloped
Light
down
1
one corridor, then another.
again
Harry and the lead
and
without
try
any
to beat
idea
it
where they
so
were
that I
going.
can remember the story?
They
Because I
ripped through a
can't remember
tapestry
the
and
story
found themselves in a hidden passage,
like
hurtled
at
along
all.
it, and came out near the charms classroom.
Like, I literally
which they
cannot
knew was
remember the
miles from the
story.
trophy
I
room.
remember
I think we've lost him.
you're already
Harry
infected
panted,
and there's
leaning against
nothing
the
you can
cold wall
do.
and wiped
You
his
just gotta
forehead.
keep your heart
Neville
rate
was bent
down.
double, wheezing and spluttering.
He's
I
goof.
told you.
I got the
Hermione
notification
gasped,
from
clutching her
Discord.
stitch
Oh,
nest
I got
in
you,
her
got
chest.
you.
I
He's
told
the
you.
goof? Okay.
We've got to get back to Gryffindor Tower, said Ron. Quickly
The
as
story is
possible.
completely different
Malfoy tricked
from
you,
2.
Hermione said to
Okay,
Harry.
so
You
you're
realize
already
that, don't you?
infected.
He was never going to meet you.
People
Filch
are
knew someone
fucking
was
you
going to be
right
in the trophy
over.
room. Malfoy
And
must
you're in
have
a
tipped him
town
off.
that's
Harry thought she was
completely
probably right, but he wasn't going to tell her that.
like this
Let's go.
is what my
It
memory
wasn't going
from
to be
1
that
is.
simple. They hadn't gone more than a dozen paces when the doorknob
Is
rattled,
that you're
and something came
infected.
shooting out of the classroom
You're
in
from
front
a
of them.
government
It was
agency.
Peeves.
You
He
could
caught
start
sight of them and
to
gave a
and
squeal
play
of
without
delight.
playing the first one,
Shut up,
so
Peeves!
don't worry
Please, you'll
on
get us
it.
thrown out.
But I've got the
Peeves
first
cackled.
one, and I never beat it.
Wandering around at
I would just have to
midnight,
play
ickle
it from the
Percy's.
beginning
Tut,
because
tut,
it's
tut.
on my computer
Naughty,
now.
naughty, you'll get caughty.
And also, I'm
Not
trying
if
to
you don't give
save
us away,
money.
Peeves, please. Should I tell Filch? I should.
I'm trying to
said
save
Peeves in a
money.
saintly voice.
So would it just be better
But his
of
eyes
just
glittered
playing the
wickedly.
first one?
It's
Get the
for your own
experience
good,
of playing
you know.
the
Get out of
first
the way,
one,
snapped Ron,
get through
taking a
that,
swipe at
and
Peeves.
then
This was a big
play the
mistake.
second one?
Students out of bed! Students out of bed down the charm
Because, like,
corridor!
I got the first one.
Ducking under Peeves, they ran for their lives, right to the end of the corridor where they slammed into a door, and it was locked.
Oh, no.
This is it, Ron moaned as they pushed helplessly at the door.
What is
We've
it?
done it! This is the end!
What am I
They
saying?
could hear
Thank you.
footsteps. Filch running as fast as he could towards Peeves' shouts.
Is it
Oh,
dying?
move
What? Dying?
over! Hermione snarled.
Dead,
She grabbed Harry's
dying.
wand, tapped the lock, and whispered, Alohomora! The lock clicked and the door swung open. They piled through it, shut it quickly, and pressed their ears against it, listening. Which way did they go, Peeves? Filch was saying. Quick, tell me. Say please. Don't mess me about, Peeves. Now where did they go? Shan't say nothing if you don't say
Give me
please.
your Steam, I'll
said
buy it
Peeves
for
in
you.
his annoying sing-song
No,
voice.
demonic!
All right, please. Nothing, ha ha ha. Told you I wouldn't say nothing if you didn't say please.
Oh, okay. But demonic,
And
just
they heard
let
the
me.
sound of Peeves whooshing away. and
Thank
Filch
you
cursing
so
in rage.
much. I really do appreciate
The
it.
system was locked, Harry whispered.
I
think
do
we'll be okay.
appreciate it. That's
Get
not
off, Neville!
a shit
Neville
on
had
you.
begun
I just
tugging on the sleeve of Harry's dressing gown
you
for the
gotta
last
save
minute.
money too.
What? Harry turned
You
around
have
and
to
saw
save
quite clearly
money.
what. For a moment, he was sure he'd walked into a nightmare. This was too much, on top of everything that had happened so far. They weren't in a room, as he had supposed. They were in a corridor. The forbidden corridor on the 3rd floor. And now they knew why it was forbidden. They were looking straight into the eyes of a monstrous dog. A dog which filled the whole space between ceiling and floor. It had 3 heads,
saving money.
3 pairs of rolling, mad eyes, 3 noses, twitching, quivering in their direction, 3 drooling
What
mouths,
about your boyfriend?
saliva
Did you
hanging
get
on
him
slippery
something
ropes from yellow
special?
fangs.
Did you get
He was
yourself
standing
something
quite
special?
still,
I don't want to.
6 eyes
I don't want to
staring at
take
them.
money from. I
And
don't
Harry
want to
knew that
steal
the
money
only
from
reason
people.
they weren't already dead was that their sudden appearance had taken it by surprise. But it was quickly getting over that. There was no mistaking
I
what
don't
those
want to take
thunderous
money
growls
from
meant.
people.
Harry groped for the doorknob. Between Filch and
I don't
death,
even-
he'd take Filch.
okay.
They fell backwards.
Demonic-
Harry slammed the door shut, and they ran.
If you're being
They
very
almost
sweet,
flew back down the
let
corridor.
me look if my
Filch must have
computer
hurried
could
off to look
even
for them
handle
somewhere
it.
else,
Okay?
because they didn't see him anywhere. But they hardly
Because it would
cared.
mean nothing if you
All
bought
they
it for
wanted
me.
to do was put
I
as
got
much
myself a
space
laptop
as
and Dying
possible
Light
between
too,
them
so I got
and
my
that monster.
special stuff. Okay.
They didn't stop
So
running
let me-
until they reached the
Let
portrait
me
of the
look
fat lady on the
and
7th
see if
floor.
I have the specs.
Where on earth have you been? She asked, looking at their dressing gowns hanging off their shoulders and their flushed, sweaty faces. Never mind that. Pig snout, panted Harry, and the portrait swung forward. They scrambled into the common room and collapsed, trembling into armchairs. It was a while before any of them said anything. Neville, indeed, looked as if he'd never speak again.
Okay.
What do they think they're
I
doing
see.
keeping a thing like that locked up in a school? Ron said
Let me see.
finally. If any dog needs exercise, that one does. Hermione had both got her breath and her bad temper back again.
Alright. Where
You
would
don't
it
use
be?
your eyes, any of you, do you? She snapped.
Where would it be
Didn't
to
you see what it was standing on?
if it can play
The
it?
floor? Harry suggested. I wasn't looking at its feet. I was too busy looking at its heads. No, not the floor. It was
Okay.
standing on a trap
So,
door. It's obviously
system
guarding something.
requirements.
She
Minimum
stood up,
requires
glaring at
64
them.
bit
you're
processor,
pleased with
Windows
yourself.
7,
We could have all
Intel
been
Core,
killed, or worse, expelled.
8
If you
gigabytes
don't
of
mind,
RAM,
I am going to bed.
the
Ron stared after
NVIDIA.
her, his mouth open. No, we don't mind, he said. You'd think we dragged her along, wouldn't you?
I guess Google
But
could
Hermione
help me
gave
out.
Harry something else to think about as he climbed back into bed. The dog was guarding something. What had Hagrid said? Gringotts was the safest place in the world for something you wanted to hide, except perhaps Hogwarts? It looked as though Harry had found out where the grubby little package from Vault 713 was.
Can I run it? Yeah.
Chapter 10. Halloween.
Let's see.
Malfoy couldn't believe his eyes when he saw Harry and Ron still at Hogwarts the next day. Looking
I
tired,
don't know
but
my
perfectly
specs. That's the worst
Indeed,
part.
By the next morning,
I don't know
Harry
my
and Ron
spec.
took that
Well, if
meeting
it
in
can
the
run
three-headed
on
dog
Windows
had been
7.
an excellent adventure, and they were quite keen to have another one. In the meantime, Harry filled Ron in about the package that seemed to have been moved from Gringotts to Hogwarts, and they spent a long time wondering what could possibly need such heavy protection. It's either really valuable or really dangerous, said Ron.
If it can still run on older systems.
But as all they knew for sure about the mysterious object was that it was about 2 inches long, they didn't have much chance of guessing what it was without further clues. Neither Neville or Hermione showed the slightest interest in what lay underneath the dog and the trapdoor.
Guess I could
all
look.
Neville cared about was never going near the dog again. Hermione was now refusing to speak to Harry and Ron, but she was such bossy know-it-all that they saw this as an added bonus. All they really want now was a way of getting back at Malfoy. And to their great delight, just such thing arrived with Pope about a week later. As the owls flooded into the Great Hall as usual, everyone's attention was caught at once by a long, thin package carried by 6 large screech owls. Harry was just as interested as everyone else to see what was in the large parcel, and was amazed when the owls soared down and dropped it right in front of him, knocking his bacon onto the floor. They had hardly fluttered out of the way when another owl dropped a letter on top of the parcel. Harry ripped open the letter first, which was lucky, because it said, "Do not open parcel at the table. It contains your Nimbus 2000. But I don't want everybody knowing you've got a broomstick, or they'll all want one. Oliver Wood will meet you tonight on the Quidditch pitch at 7 o'clock for your first training session. Professor M. McGonagall." Harry had difficulty hiding his glee as he handed the note to Ron to read. "A Nimbus 2000? Ron moaned enviously. "I've never even touched one." They left the hall quickly, wanting to unwrap the broomstick in private before their first lesson. But halfway across the entrance hall, they found the way upstairs barred by Crabbe and Goyle.
Can I think about it?
Malfoy seized the package from Harry and felt it.
Will that make you feel better? Can I just sit on it for a minute?
He said, throwing it back to Harry with a mixture of jealousy and spite on his face.
I just feel so weird.
To be in for this, Potter. First years aren't allowed them.
Ron couldn't resist it. It's
I
not
feel
any old
so
broomstick,
weird.
he said. It's a Nimbus 2000. What did you say you got at home, Malfoy? A Comet 260?
I just feel
Ron
so weird.
Comets look flashy, but they're not in the same league as Nimbus.
What do you know about it, Weasley? You couldn't afford half the handle,
Malfoy snapped back.
I suppose you and your brothers have to save up twig by twig.
Before Ron could answer, Professor Flitwick appeared at Malfoy's elbow. Not arguing, I hope, boys? He squeaked.
Potter's been sent a broomstick, Professor,
said Malfoy quickly. Yes, all right, said Professor Flitwick, beaming at Harry. Professor McGonagall told me all about the special circumstances, Potter. And what model is it? A Nimbus 2000, sir, said Harry, fighting not to laugh at the look of horror on Malfoy's face. And it's really thanks to Malfoy here that I've got it, he added. Harry and Ron headed upstairs, smothering their laughter at Malfoy's obvious rage and
just message my Discord if you wanna. And
Harry
don't feel weird
the
about
the
it.
marble staircase.
I'm more
if he
than
hadn't
happy
stolen
to.
Neville's Rembrel, I wouldn't be on the team.
I don't know.
So I
If
suppose
that's the
you think that's a
problem,
reward for
I don't
breaking
know my
rules?
specs on this
Came an
computer.
angry voice
Is
from
my
just
biggest
behind them.
thing.
Hermione was stomping upstairs, looking
Okay,
disapprovingly
I guess
at
I
the package
can
in
look
Harry's
up
hand.
on Google.
I thought you weren't speaking to us, said Harry. Yes, don't stop now, said Ron.
How do I look up my specs on my computer? Check your PC hardware. Click on Windows Start button. Settings. In the settings menu, click on System. Scroll down to click on About. Okay. Click on System. And then go to About. Okay. Okay. So installed RAM is 16 gigabytes. Intel Core CPU 4 gigahertz. Okay. Intel Core. RAM's 8 gigabytes. Video card. What is my video card? What is my video card? System type 64 bits. Pin support. Okay, cool. Product ID device. In core Core i3-910. What does that mean? AMD 323. These are just fucking random bits of fucking words. That's so dumb. I hate that.
It's doing us so much
Thank you,
good.
computers.
Hermione marched away with her nose in the air. Harry had a lot of trouble keeping his mind on his lessons that day. He kept wandering up to the dormitory where his new broomstick was laying under his bed.
I just
straying
feel
off
weird.
The Quidditch pitch, where he'd be learning
People
to play
getting
that night.
me stuff, like
He
even
bolted his dinner that
like
evening without
unless it's
noticing what he was
like,
eating,
oh,
and then
it's your
rushed upstairs
birthday.
with
Oh
Ron to unwrap
yeah,
the
I'll
Nimbus
get you
2000
something.
At last,
That's like I expect something on my
Ron
birthday.
sighed as the broomstick rolled
But
onto Harry's
like,
bedspread.
if it's just like
Even Harry,
another
who knew nothing
day
about the
and
different
someone's
rooms,
like, oh
thought it
yeah,
was
I can
wonderful,
help you get this,
sleek and shiny,
I just feel
with a
so
mahogany
weird
handle,
about it.
a long
Even
tail,
though
straight twigs,
people have
and
asked me
Nimbus
like,
2000
hey,
in gold
Goat,
near the top.
I
At 7
don't
o'clock
have
near,
any money
Harry
for
left
food.
the castle and set off towards the
I
Quidditch
have
pitch in the
not
dusk.
eaten today, and I'm like,
He'd never been inside the stadium before.
and it's like, I will
Hundreds
pay
of
you
seats were
back,
raised
and I'm
in
like,
stands
no,
around the pitch so
no,
that the spectators were high
don't
enough
do
to
it.
see what was going on.
I don't want it.
At
I
the
don't
other
want
end
your
of the
money.
pitch were 3 golden
I
poles
want
with
you to
hoops on the
be
end.
fed, and then
They
you
reminded
never
Harry
ask
of the
me
little
again.
plastic sticks smuggled children blew bubbles through, except that they
And
were 50
then
feet
they
high.
inevitably ask me
Too eager
again
to
because
fly
I
again to
won't
wait
say
for
no.
wood, Harry mounted his broomstick and kicked off the ground. What a feeling! He swooped in and out of the goal posts, and then sped up and down the pitch. The Nimbus 2000 turned wherever he wanted at the lightest touch.
Hey, Potter, come down.
Oliver Wood had arrived. He was carrying a large wooden crate under his arm. Harry landed next to him.
Very nice,
said Wood, his eyes glinting.
See what McGonagall meant. You really are a natural. I'm just going to teach you the rules this evening. Then you'll be joining team practice 3 times a week.
He opened the crate. Inside were 4 different sized balls.
I don't like that.
Right.
That she spends so much time
Quidditch is
on
easy enough to understand,
his love
even if
of
it's not
flying
too
on a
easy to play.
broom, and
There's
yet
7 players on each side. 3
isn't
of
it
them are called
crazy that
chasers.
3 chasers.
that's
Harry repeated
it?
as
It's
Wood spit
done.
out a bright red ball.
How
the
is the
size of a
game
football.
for a good friend for
The
the
chasers throw the quaffle to each other
for the
and try to get it through
how
one of
is
the hoops to score a goal.
the dying of light?
10 points every time the quaffle goes through one of the hoops. Follow me?
She explains this
The
whole
chasers throw the
goddamn
quaffle
game,
and put it through the hoops.
and then
Score. Harry recited.
like
So
his
that's sort of like
what is his Quidditch
broomsticks with
score?
6 hoops, isn't it?
What's basketball?
Said Wood curiously.
Harry Potter's Quidditch
Never
score.
mind, said Harry quickly.
Now, there's another player on each side who's called the Keeper. I'm Keeper for Gryffindor. I have to fly around our hoops and stop the other teams from scoring.
3 chasers, 1 keeper, said Harry, who was determined to remember it all.
And they play with the quaffle, okay? Got that? So, what are they for?
He pointed at the 3 balls left inside the box.
I'll show you now,
said Wood.
Take this.
He handed Harry a small club, a bit like a rounder's bat.
I'm going to show you what the bludgers do.
How many times did Harry
These
win
are the bludgers.
Quidditch?
He showed Harry 2 identical balls. jet
According
black
to
and
Medium,
slightly smaller
over
than
his
red
6
quaffle.
years of enrollment at Hogwarts, through a combination of injury, suspension and match cancellations, Harry Potter played in just 9 total Quidditch matches for Gryffindor, compiling a record of 7 wins and 2 losses.
7 wins and 2 losses. That's a pretty good run, but also only 7 matches? Okay. How many matches are in a normal school soccer team?
According to Authority Soccer, each school that participates in a state's competition plays around 10 regular season games. No team can play more than 12 games during the regular season, official rules state. Those who make it through the season have a few more games to play. The finalists will typically have played 15 games during the season.
Okay, so he didn't even play a full season. Okay.
Harry noticed that they seemed to be straining to escape the straps holding them inside the box.
It's so weird that she puts all this fucking
Wood
effort
warned Harry.
into
He bent
it.
down
Like,
and freed one
that's
of the
something
bludgers.
that
At once, the black
I've
ball
always
rose
been
high
very
in the air,
confused
and
about.
then pelted
Like,
straight at Harry's face.
they're like, oh, his
Harry
love of
swung at it
flying.
with the
He's a
bat to stop it
natural
breaking his
on the
nose,
broom.
and
He's
sent it
so good
zigzagging
at
away into the
Quidditch.
air.
At
Zoomed around their heads,
catching
and
the
then
golden
shot at
snitch.
Wood,
And
who
it's
dove on
like,
top of it
it
and
comes
managed to
up
pin
in
it to the ground.
every single movie,
See?
and yet it's
Wood panted,
like,
forcing a
why don't
struggling
you
bludger back into the
actually
crate.
talk about how
strapping
many
it down
times he
safely.
actually wins and
Bludgers
loses?
rocket around, trying to knock players off their brooms. That's
I would
why you have
actually
two
like
beaters on
it
each
where
team.
it's like, yeah, he
Weasley twins are ours. It's their
does a
job
match
to protect their side from the Bludgers and try and knock them towards the other team.
every few months, every few
think you got all that?
weeks. Wait,
3 chasers try and score with the quaffle. The keeper guards the goalposts.
how many weeks are
The
in a
beaters
school
keep the
season?
bludgers away from their team. Harry reeled off.
Very good.
Said Wood.
40 weeks.
Okay. Have the bludgers ever killed anyone? Harry
So
asked,
if he
hoping he
did
sounded offhand.
15,
Never at Hogwarts.
I mean, it
Just a
just,
couple of broken jaws, but nothing worse than that. Now,
it's fine if he
the
doesn't
last member of the
do
team
them
is the
all.
seeker. That's you. And you don't have to worry about the quaffle or the bludgers.
Unless they crack my head open.
Don't worry. The Weasleys are more than a match for the bludgers. I mean, they're like a pair of human bludgers themselves.
Wood reached into the crate and took out the 4th and last ball. Compared with the quaffle and the bludgers, it was tiny, about the size of a large walnut. It was bright gold
I
and had
know,
little
I know
fluttering
that
silver wings.
I'm nerding out about
This
Quidditch,
is the
but
golden
it also,
snitch.
it's something that
football block.
everybody knows
It's
about
very
Harry
hard to catch.
Potter, and
It's
yet
so fast and difficult
is
to see.
very much
It's a secret
something
job
that he
to
never
catch it.
actually played that
You've
much
got to
of.
weave in and out of the
and it
chasers,
just annoys
beaters,
me.
bludgers, and quaffles.
It's
Get
like,
it for the other
what the
team's seeker.
fuck are you
Whichever
doing?
seeker catches the snitch wins his team an extra 150 points.
Like, I understand he
So
didn't
they
do a
nearly
final
always
season
win.
because, like,
That's why
literally,
secrets
he
get fouled
wasn't
so
at
much.
his final
The
year
game
of
of Quidditch
school.
only ends when the snitch is caught, so it can go on for ages. I think the record is 3 months. They had to keep bringing up substitutions so the players could get some sleep.
Well, that's it. Any questions? Harry shook his head.
Wait,
He understood what he had to do all right.
It was our hoops and stop the other teams from scoring.
Talking
3
over
chasers, 1 keeper, said Harry, who was
rules.
determined to remember it all.
And they play with the quaffle, okay? Got that? So, what are they for?
He pointed at the 3 balls left inside the box.
I'll show you now.
Said Wood.
Take this.
He handed Harry a small club, a bit like a rounder's bat.
I'm going to show you what the bludgers do.
Wood said.
These two are the bludgers.
He showed Harry 2 identical balls, jet black and slightly smaller than the red quaffle. Harry noticed that they seemed to be straining to escape the straps holding them inside the box.
Stand back.
Wood warned Harry. He bent down and freed one of the bludgers. At once, the black ball rose high in the air and then pelted straight at Harry's face. Harry swung at it with the bat to stop it breaking his nose and sent it zigzagging away into the air. It zoomed around their heads and then shot at Wood, who dove on top of it and managed to pin it to the ground.
See?
Wood panted, forcing the struggling bludger back into the crate and strapping it down safely.
Bludgers rocket around, trying to knock players off their brooms. That's why you have 2 beaters on each team. The Weasley twins are ours. It's their job to protect their side from the bludgers. and try and knock them towards the other team. So, think you've got all that?
3 chasers try and score with the quaffle. The keeper guards the goalposts. The beaters keep the bludgers away from their team. Harry reeled off.
Very good,
said Wood. Have the bludgers ever killed anyone? Harry asked, hoping he sounded offhand.
Never at Hogwarts. We've had a couple of broken jaws, but nothing worse than that. Now, the last member of the team is the Seeker. That's you. And you don't have to worry about the quaffle or the bludgers.
Unless they crack my head open.
Don't worry, the Weasleys are more than a match for the bludgers. I mean, they're like a pair of human bludgers themselves.
Wood reached into the crate and took out the 4th and last ball. Compared with the quaffle and the bludgers, it was tiny, about the size of a large walnut. It was bright gold and had little fluttering silver wings.
This is the golden snitch. It's the most important ball of the lot. It's very hard to catch because it's so fast and difficult to see. It's the Seeker's job to catch it. You've got to weave in and out of the chasers, beaters, bludgers, and quaffle to get it before the other team's Seeker. Because whichever Seeker catches the snitch wins his team an extra 150 points. So they nearly always win. That's why Seekers get fouled so much. A game of Quidditch only ends when the snitch is caught, so it can go on for ages. I think the record is 3 months. They had to keep bringing up substitutions so the players could get some sleep.
Well, that's it. Any questions? Harry shook his head. He understood what he had to do all right. It was doing it that was going to be the problem.
We won't practice with the snitch yet,
said Wood, carefully shoving it back into the crate.
It's too dark. We might lose it. Let's try you out with a few of these.
He pulled the bag of ordinary golf balls out of his pocket, and a few minutes later, he and Harry were up in the air, Wood throwing the golf balls as hard as he could in every direction for Harry to catch. Harry didn't miss a single one, and Wood was delighted. After half an hour, night had really fallen, and they couldn't carry on.
That Quidditch Cup will have our name on it this year,
said Wood happily as they trudged back up to the castle.
I wouldn't be surprised if you turned out better than Charlie Weasley, and he could have played for England if he hadn't gone off chasing dragons.
Perhaps it was because he was now so busy, what with Quidditch practice 3 evenings a week, on top of all his homework. But Harry could hardly believe it when he realized that he'd already been at Hogwarts 2 months. The castle felt more like home than Privet Drive had ever done. His lessons, too, were becoming more and more interesting now that they had mastered the basics. On Halloween morning, they woke to the delicious smell of baking pumpkin wafting through the corridors. Even better, Professor Flitwick announced in Charms that he thought they were ready to start making objects fly, something they had all been dying to try since they'd seen him make Neville's toad zoom around the classroom. Professor Flitwick put the class into pairs to practice. Harry's partner was Seamus Finnegan, which was a relief, because Neville had been trying to catch his eye. Ron, however, was to be working with Hermione Granger. It was hard to tell whether Ron or Hermione was angrier about this. She hadn't spoken to either of them since the day Harry's broomstick had arrived. Now, don't forget that nice wrist movement we've been practicing.
I hate essays.
Squeaked Professor Flitwick, perched on top of his pile of books as usual.
My
Swish
friend,
and flick.
demonic.
Remember, swoosh
What
and flick.
happened?
And saying the
What
magic words properly
happened
is
with
very
the
important
essay?
too. Never
What's
forget
so
Wizard Farfulio, who said S instead of the
is
F
an
and found himself
essay?
on the floor with a
What could
buffalo on
be
his chest.
so hard
It was
for
very
you?
Harry and Seamus swished and flicked,
Come
but the
tell
feather they were
me,
supposed to be
my
sending skywards
friend.
just lay on top of the desk. Seamus got so impatient that he prodded it with his wand to set fire to it.
Moon,
Harry had to put it out with his
and
hat.
let me
Ron at the next
dance
table
among
wasn't having
the
much more luck.
stars.
Wingardium
Let me
Leviosa,
see what
he shouted,
spring
waving
is
his long arms like a windmill.
on
You're saying it
Jupiter
wrong.
and Mars.
Harry heard Hermione snap.
In other
It's
words,
Wingardium Leviosa.
hold my
Make the gar nice and long.
hand.
You do it then if you're so
In other
clever.
Ron
words,
snarled. Hermione rolled up the sleeves of her gown,
darling, kiss
flicked
me.
her wand, and said, Wingardium
Fill
Leviosa.
my heart with
The feather rose
song,
off the desk and hovered about 4 feet above their heads.
and let me
Oh, well done!
care
cried Professor Flitwick, clapping.
forevermore.
Everyone see here, Miss Granger, don't.
worship the
Ron was in a very
Lamb
bad temper by the end of the class.
and adored.
No wonder no one can stand her.
He said to
In
Harry as they
other
pushed their way into the
words,
crowded corridor.
She's a
Please
nightmare,
be
honestly.
true.
Someone knocked into Harry as they hurried past
In
him.
other
It was Hermione.
words,
Harry caught a glimpse of her
I
face
love
and was startled to see
you.
that she was in tears. I think she heard you,
So?
said Ron, but he looked a bit uncomfortable.
She must have noticed she's got no friends.
It's a
Hermione
research
didn't
essay.
show up
It's a
for the next
pain
class
finding the
and
correct
wasn't
type
seen
of
all
research.
afternoon.
Sources my
On their way down to the Great
professor
Hall for the
wants.
Halloween feast, Harry and Ron overheard Parvati Patel telling her friend, Lavender, that Hermione was crying in the girls' toilets.
I
and
remember that
wanted
was
to be
the
left
biggest thing
alone.
of like
Ron looked still more awkward at this.
what my friend was
But a
going
moment later,
through when
they
he
entered the
was
Great
going
Hall.
through college.
For the Halloween decorations put
It's
Hermione out of their
like-
minds.
He's
Thousands of
like,
live
oh
bats
no,
fluttered from
this
the
is
walls and ceilings, while 1,000 more swooped over the tables.
this
in low
is
black
where you
clouds,
find the research.
making
They
the
have
candles and the
been
pumpkins
peer
shudder.
reviewed and stuff like
The
that.
feast
And the
appeared
professor
suddenly
was
on the
like,
golden
no,
plates,
no,
as it had the start of
they
term
have
banquet.
they
Harry
have
was just
problems
helping
with
himself
their
to a jacket
information. It's like,
potato when Professor Quirrell
yes, but I
came sprinting
literally
into the hall,
went through
his turban
all
askew,
of these
and terror on his face.
multiple times.
Everyone stared as he
And I
reached
went
Professor
through
Dumbledore's chair,
the
slumped against the
sources
table and
you
gasped.
told me to go through to
Trolls
find these
in the
sources,
dungeon!
and they said
you
that
to
they
know.
were
He then sank to the floor
generally
in a dead faint.
okay with
There
information.
was uproar. It took several purple firecrackers
like, yeah, but
exploding from
you
the
can
end of
use
Professor
better
Dumbledore's
sources.
wand to bring silence.
Okay,
Prefect,
give me my letter
Rumble.
grade, you asshole.
lead your houses back to your
Hello, Gordon.
immediately.
Hey, General.
Percy was in his element. Follow me. Stick together, first years. No need to fear the troll. If you follow my orders. Stay close behind me now. Make way.
Damn
first year's
trolls.
coming through. Excuse me, I am a prefect. How could a troll get in? Harry asked as they climbed up the stairs.
Don't ask me. It's supposed to be really stupid.
Said Ron.
Maybe Peeves let it in for a Halloween joke?
They passed different groups of people hurrying in different directions. As they jostled their way through a crowd of confused Hufflepuffs, Harry suddenly grabbed Ron's arm. I've just had a thought. Hermione!
What about her?
She doesn't know about the troll. Ron bit his lip.
Oh, alright.
He snapped.
But Percy better not see us.
Ducking down, they joined the Hufflepuffs going the other way, slipped down a deserted side corridor, and hurried off towards the girls' toilets.
I just can't find
They
the
just turned
correct
the corner
article. I
when they
need
heard
no.
quick footsteps behind them.
Poor demonic. Hey,
hissed
General,
Ron,
how are
pulling
you?
Harry behind a large
And hey
stone
there,
griffin.
you
Peering around
go
it, however,
ask
they saw
General
not Percy,
for
but
info
Snape.
about your computer
Across
and the
the corridor
specs. He
and
might be
disappeared
able
from
to help
view.
you.
What's he doing? Harry whispered. Why isn't he down in the
General.
dungeons with the rest of the teachers?
General,
Search
can
me.
my compute
Quietly as possible,
Run,
they crept along the next corridor after Snape's fading footsteps. He's heading for the
Dying
third
Light
floor,
2?
Harry said, but Ron held up his hand.
Can you smell
Can
something?
I ask you that?
Harry sniffed,
If
and a
you're
foul
still there,
stench reached
General?
his nostrils. A mixture of old socks and the kind of public toilet no one seems to clean.
So
And then
I
they
have
heard it.
16
A
gigabytes.
low grunting and the shuffling
of RAM.
footfalls of gigantic feet.
I have OS
Ron pointed.
operating
At the end
system
of the passage to
10,
the left, something huge was moving towards them.
and
They shrank into the shadows and
I
watched as it
don't
emerged into a patch of moonlight.
know.
It was a horrible sight. 12 feet tall, its skin was a dull, granite gray. Its lumpy body looked like a boulder with its small, bald
I
head
think I
perched on
have
top of
a good
coconut.
enough video card.
It had short legs, thick
And my
as tree trunks,
processor
with
is an
flat,
Intel
horny
Core
feet.
TM
The smell coming from it was incredible.
7
It was holding a huge wooden club
479
which dragged along the
9K
floor because its arms were
90K
so long.
CPU at
The troll stopped next to a doorway and peered
0.00
inside.
gigahertz.
It waggled its long ears, making up its tiny mind, then slouched slowly into the room. The key's in the lock, Harry muttered. We could lock it in.
Good idea.
Said Ron nervously. They edged towards the open door,
Is
mouths dry,
that good enough?
praying the troll wasn't able to come out of it. With one great
Is
leap,
that
Harry
good
managed to
enough,
grab
General?
the key, slam
Am
the
I-
door, and
Am
lock
I
it.
just silly?
Yes! Flushed with their victory, they started to run back up the passage. But as they reached the corner, they heard something that made their hearts stop. A high, petrified scream. and it was coming from the chamber they'd just chained up. "Oh no," said Ron, pale as the Bloody Baron. "It's the girls' toilets!" Harry gasped. "Hermione!" they said together. It was the last thing they wanted to do, but what choice did they have? Wheeling around, they sprinted back to the door and turned the key,
Tell
fumbling in
me
their
your
panic.
specs in my DMs
Harry
and
pulled the door open. He
tell me
ran
what
inside.
you wanted to know.
Hermione Granger was shrinking
Dying
against
Light?
the wall opposite,
2?
looking as if she was about to faint. The troll was advancing.
Dying Light 2. Where are you, General? Where are you, Jen? Agent Latalunas. It's, I was just wondering if it would work for Dying Light 2, is all.
Dancing on her, knocking the sinks off the walls as he
And
went.
also,
Confuse it! Harry
thank you
said
for coming
desperately to
in,
Ron,
General. Thank you
and
for being
seizing a
awesome.
tap,
I know
he
it's
threw
so
it as
easy
hard
for
as he
you.
could against the wall. The troll stopped a few feet from Hermione. It lumbered around, blinking stupidly, to see what had made the noise. Its mean little eyes saw Harry. It hesitated, then made for him instead, lifting its club as it went. "Oi, pea-brain!" yelled Ron from the other side of the chamber, and he threw a metal
what was
pipe
the
at it.
GPU?
The troll didn't even seem to notice the pipe hitting
The
his shoulder,
GPU.
but it heard the yell and paused again, turning its ugly snout towards Ron instead, giving Harry time to run around it. "Come on, run, run!" Harry yelled at Hermione,
Doesn't
trying to pull
seem
her
like
towards
it's
the door,
telling me.
but she couldn't move. She was still flat against the wall, her mouth open with terror.
Which is fun.
The shouting and the
I
echoes
love that.
seemed to be driving the troll berserk. It roared again and started towards Ron, who was nearest and had no way to escape. Harry then did something that was both very brave and very
I don't
stupid.
know, man.
He took a great running jump and managed to fasten his arms around the troll's neck
Graphics
from
card.
behind. The troll couldn't feel Harry hanging there, but even a
I
troll
could-
will notice if you
I
stick a
could
long bit of wood
Look
up
at the
its
back
nose.
of the computer.
And Harry's wand had still been in his hand when he jumped. It had gone straight up one of the troll's nostrils. Howling with pain, the troll twisted and flared its club, with Harry clinging on for dear life. Any second, the troll was going to rip him off, or catch him a terrible blow with his club. Hermione had sank to the floor in fright. Ron pulled out his own wand. Not knowing what he was going to do, he heard himself cry the first spell that came into his head. "Wingardium Leviosa!" The club flew suddenly out of the troll's hand, rose high, high up into the air, turned slowly over, and dropped, with a sickening crack, onto its owner's head. The troll swayed on the spot, and then fell flat on his face, with a thud that made the whole room tremble. Harry got to his feet. He was shaking and out of breath. Ron was standing there with his wand still raised, staring at what he had done. It was Hermione who spoke first. "Is it dead?" "I don't think so," said Harry. "I think it's just been knocked out." He bent down and pulled his wand out of the troll's nose. It was covered in what looked like lumpy gray glue. Ugh, troll bogies. He wiped it on the troll's trousers. A sudden slamming and loud footsteps made the three of them look up.
for sure.
They hadn't realized what a racket they had been making, but of course, someone downstairs must have heard the crashes and the troll's roars. A moment later, Professor McGonagall had come first into the room, closely followed by Snape, with Quirrell bringing up the rear. Quirrell took one look at the troll, uttered a faint whimper, and sat quickly down on the toilet, clutching his heart. Snape bent over the troll. Professor McGonagall was looking at Ron and Harry. Harry had never seen her look so angry. Her lips were white.
I don't know.
Hopes of winning 50 points for
I don't know,
Gryffindor faded
General.
quickly from Harry's mind.
I don't know. I was
"What on
given
earth
it.
are you thinking of?" said Professor
Fucking find
McGonagall
out.
with cold fury in her voice. Harry looked at Ron, who was still standing with his wand in the air. You're lucky you weren't killed. Why aren't you in your dormitory? Snape gave Harry a
Hell if I
swift,
know.
piercing look.
I don't know.
Harry looked at the floor. He wished Ron would put his wand down. Then a small voice came out of the shadows.
I'll tell you what I
Please,
know.
Professor McGonagall.
I'll tell you.
They were looking for me.
Alright,
Miss Granger.
tell me.
Hermione had managed to get to her feet at last. I went looking for the troll because I thought I could deal with it on my own. You know, because I've read all about them. Ron dropped his wand. Hermione Granger, telling a downright lie to a teacher. If they hadn't found me, I'd be dead now. Harry stuck his wand up his nose, and Ron knocked it out with his own club. They didn't have time to come and fetch anyone. It was about to finish me off when they arrived. Harry and Ron tried to look as though this story wasn't new to them. Well, in that case, said Professor McGonagall, staring at the three of them. Miss Granger, you foolish girl. How could you think of tackling a mountain troll on your own? Hermione hung her head. Harry was speechless. Hermione was the last person to do anything against the rules, and here she was, pretending she had, to get them out of trouble. It was as if Snape had started handing out sweets. Miss Granger, 5 points will be taken from Gryffindor for this, said Professor McGonagall. I am very disappointed in you. If you're not hurt at all, you better get off to Gryffindor Tower. Students are finishing the feast in their houses. Hermione left. Professor McGonagall turned to Harry and Ron. Well, I still say you were lucky, but not many first years would have taken on a full-grown mountain troll. You each win Gryffindor 5 points. Professor Dumbledore will be informed of this. You may go. They hurried out of the chamber and didn't speak at all until they had climbed the 2 floors up. It was a relief to be away from the smell of the troll, quite apart from anything else. We should have gotten more than 10 points, Ron grumbled. 5, you mean, once she's taken off Hermione's. Good of her to get us out of trouble like that, Ron admitted. Mind you, we did save her. She might not have needed saving if we hadn't locked the thing in with her, Harry reminded him. They reached the portrait of the fat lady. Pig snout, they said, and entered. The common room was packed and noisy. Everyone was eating the food they had been sent up. Hermione, however, stood alone by the door, waiting for them. There was a very embarrassed pause. Then, none of them looking at each other, they all said, thanks, and hurried off to get plates. But from that moment on, Hermione Granger became their friend. There are some things you can't share without ending up liking each other, and knocking out a 12-foot mountain troll is one of them.
Do this. Press Windows key plus R in
Chapter
your...
11. Quidditch. As they entered November, the weather turned very cold. The mountains around the school became icy gray, and the lake like chilled steel. Every morning the grounds were covered in frost. Hagrid could be seen from the upstairs windows defrosting broomsticks on the Quidditch pitch, bundled up in a long moleskin overcoat, rabbit fur gloves, and enormous beaverskin boots.
And then...
The Quidditch season had begun. On Saturday, Harry would be playing his first match after weeks of training. Gryffindor versus Slytherin. If Gryffindor won, they would move up into second place in the house championship.
Okay.
Hardly anyone had seen Harry play because Wood had decided that, as their secret weapon, Harry should be kept, well, secret. But the news that he was playing Seeker had leaked out somehow, and Harry didn't know which was worse. People telling him he'd be brilliant, or people telling him they'd be running around underneath him holding a mattress. It was really lucky that Harry now had Hermione as a friend. He didn't know how he'd have got through all his homework without her. What with all the last-minute Quidditch practice Wood was making them do. She'd also lent him Quidditch Through the Ages,
DirectX version
which turned out to be a very interesting read.
X12.
Harry learned that there were 700 ways of committing a Quidditch foul, and that all of them had happened during a World Cup match in 1473. That Seekers were usually the smallest and fastest players, and that the most serious Quidditch accidents seemed to happen to them. That although people rarely died playing Quidditch, referees have been known to vanish and turn up months later in the Sahara Desert. Hermione had become a bit more relaxed about breaking rules since Harry and Ron had saved her from the mountain troll, and she was much nicer for it. The day before Harry's first Quidditch match, 3 of them were out in the freezing courtyard during break, and she had conjured them up a bright blue fire which could be carried around in a small jar. They were standing with their backs to it, getting warm, when Snape crossed the yard.
AMD Radeon
Harry noticed at
graphics
once that Snape was limping.
processor.
Harry, Ron, and Hermione moved closer together to block the
Is
fire
that
from view.
manufacturer?
They were sure it wouldn't be
Is that
allowed.
what I'm looking for?
Unfortunately, something about their guilty faces caught Snape's eye. He limped over. He hadn't seen the fire, but he seemed to be looking for a reason to tell them off anyway. "What's that you've got, Potter?" It was Quidditch Through the Ages. Harry showed him. "Library books are not to be taken outside the school," said Snape. "Give it to me. 5 points from Gryffindor." "He's just made that rule up," Harry muttered angrily as Snape limped away. "Wonder what's wrong with his leg." "Dunno, but I hope it's really hurting him," said Ron bitterly. The Gryffindor common room was very noisy that evening. Harry, Ron, and Hermione sat together next to the window.
Yeah.
Hermione was checking Harry and Ron's charms homework for them. She would never let them copy. How will you learn? But by asking her to read it through, they got the right answers anyway. Harry felt restless. He wanted Quidditch Through the Ages back, take his mind off his nerves about tomorrow. Why should he be afraid of Snape? Getting up, he told Ron and Hermione he was going to ask Snape if he could have it back. "Rather you than me," they said together. But Harry had an idea that Snape wouldn't refuse it if there were other teachers listening.
version or 4.
He made his way down to the staff room and knocked. There was no answer. He knocked again. Nothing. Perhaps Snape had left the book in there.
Where would that
It was
be?
worth a try. He pushed the door ajar and peered inside.
Where would that be?
And a horrible scene met his eyes. Snape and Filch were inside, alone. Snape was holding his robes above his knee. One of his legs was bloody and mangled. Filch was handing Snape bandages. "Blasted thing," Snape was saying.
400
How are you supposed to keep your eyes on
megahertz.
all 3 heads
1,
at
2.
once?
It's
Harry tried to shut the door quietly, but Potter!
It's
Snape's face was twisted with fury as he dropped his robe quickly to hide his
megabytes.
leg. Harry gulped.
It's
"I just wondered if I could have my
approximate
book back."
total is
Get out! Harry left. Before Snape could take any more
12,232
points from Gryffindor,
megabytes.
he sprinted back upstairs.
And then shared memory
You
is
get it? Ron asked as Harry joined them.
8,160 megabytes.
What's the matter? In a low whisper, Harry told them what
Oh,
he'd
yeah,
seen.
we'll be able to run it.
"You know what this
But
means?"
you will
Finished
have to
breathlessly.
have it at a
Tried
medium
to get past
settings
the
or
three-headed
low
dog on
settings.
Halloween.
Okay.
That's where he was going when we saw him. He's after
Okay.
whatever it's guarding. And I
So I
bet
could
my
run it.
broomstick he
But
let that troll
just-
in. To make a diversion.
I mean,
Hermione's eyes
I'm
were wide.
literally playing
No,
a
he
boomer
wouldn't,
shooter. Like, I'm
said.
not bothered by that.
I know he's not very nice, but he wouldn't try and steal something Dumbledore was keeping safe.
Honestly, Hermione, you think all teachers are saints or something?
Snapped Ron.
I'm with Harry. I wouldn't put anything past Snape.
I would
But what's he after?
past
What's the dog guarding?
You know, he's such a
Harry went to bed with his
He
head
must
buzzing
be
with the same question.
stealing.
Neville was snoring loudly, but Harry couldn't sleep. He tried to empty his mind. He needed to sleep. He had to. He had his first Quidditch match in a few hours, but the expression on Snape's face when Harry had seen his leg wasn't easy to forget. The next morning dawned very bright and cold. The great hall was full of the delicious smell of fried sausages and the cheerful chatter of everyone looking forward to a good Quidditch match. "You've got to eat some breakfast." "I don't want anything." "Just a bit of toast?" wheedled Hermione. "I'm not hungry." Harry felt terrible. In an hour's time, he'd be walking
Okay.
onto the pitch.
Thank you, Joe.
Harry, you
Don't
need your
talk
strength.
badly
Said
down
Seamus
on
Finnegan.
Snape, mister.
Secrets are
You're
always
my
the ones who
favorite
get
Snape
nobbled by the
daddy,
team.
number one. He
Thanks,
died for
Seamus, said Harry,
for our
watching
Harry.
Seamus pile ketchup on his
Don't
sausages.
talk bad about Snape.
By 11 o'clock, the whole school seemed to
Snape,
be out on the
Snape,
stands around the Quidditch
Severus
pitch.
Snape.
Many students had binoculars. The seats might be raised high in the air, but it was still difficult to see what was going on sometimes. Ron and Hermione joined Neville, Seamus, and Dean, the West Ham fan, in the top row. As a surprise for Harry, they had painted a large banner on one of the sheets Scabbers had ruined. It said, "Potter for President," and Dean, who was good at drawing, had done a large Gryffindor lion underneath. Then Hermione had performed a tricky little charm so that the paint flashed different colors. Meanwhile, in the changing rooms,
Hello, Gordon.
the team were changing into
Hello.
their scarlet Quidditch robes.
But thank
Slytherin would be playing in
you.
green.
Thank you so much,
Wood
General,
cleared
for
his throat
helping
for
us
silence.
out.
All right, men.
I didn't even know
He
that
said.
existed.
And
I
women,
was like, okay.
said Chaser
So
Angelina
that
Johnson.
exists?
And women.
Why doesn't
Would
the
agree.
normal fucking
This is it.
computer...
The
Why
big
doesn't
one.
normal
Said Fred Weasley.
settings
One we've
tell
all
you
been
that?
waiting for,
It's
said
so
George.
dumb. Why
We know all
can't
of
you
our
just
speech
go
by
to the
heart,
about page and
Fred told
figure it
Harry.
out?
We were on the
Why do
team
you have
last year,
to do extra
Shut up, you
work?
two.
said Wood.
This is the best team Gryffindor's had in years. We're gonna win. I know it.
He glared at them all as if to say, or else.
Right, it's time. Good luck, all of you.
Harry followed Fred and George out of the changing room, and hoping his knees weren't going to give away, walked onto the pitch to loud cheers. Madame Hooch was refereeing. She stood in the middle of the pitch waiting for the two teams, her broom in her hand. Now, I want a nice fair game, all of you, she said. Once they were
Come here,
all
buddy.
gathered around her, Harry
Come
noticed
here.
that she seemed to be speaking particularly to the Slytherin captain, Marcus Flint, a sixth year. Harry thought Flint looked as if he had some troll blood in him.
Well, basic
Out of the corner of his
programming
eye,
needs you
he saw
to
the
know
fluttering
about
banner
the
high above
basics of
flashing
Windows
Potter for
functioning
President over the crowd.
back in the days of
His heart
Windows
skipped.
XP. Oh,
He felt
okay.
braver. Mount your brooms, please. Harry clambered onto his Nimbus 2000. Madame Hooch gave a loud blast on her silver whistle. 15 brooms rose up, high into the air. They were off.
No.
And the quaffle was taken immediately by Angelina Johnson of Gryffindor. What an excellent chaser that girl is, and rather attractive, too. Jordan! Sorry, Professor. The Weasley twins' friend, Lee Jordan, was doing the commentary for the match, closely watched by Professor McGonagall. And she's really belting along up there. A neat pass to Alyssa Spinnet, a good find of Oliver Woods. Last year only reserved back to Johnson, and... No! Slytherin have taken the quaffle. Slytherin Captain Marcus Flint gains the quaffle, and off he goes. Flint flying like an eagle up there.
But yes.
He's going to score. No, stopped by an excellent move by Gryffindor keeper Wood, and Gryffindor take the quaffle. That's Chaser Katie Bell of Gryffindor there. Nice dive around Flint. Off up the field, and ouch! That must have hurt. Hit in the back of the head by a bludger. Quaffle taken by Slytherin. That's Adrian Pusey speeding off towards the goalpost.
Do I want
But he's
it?
blocked by a second bludger.
Do I want
Sent his
it?
way by Fred or George Weasley. Can't tell which. Nice play
That's
by
the
the Gryffindor
question.
beater
Do I
anyway.
want it?
And Johnson, back
I'm
in
still
possession of the
playing
quaffle.
my game.
A clear field ahead,
There's
and
so
off
many
she
games
goes.
that I need to
She's
beat.
really flying.
But if I
Dodges a
have it
speeding
in my
bludger.
back pocket,
Goalposts are ahead. Come on now, Angelina.
but
Keeper Bletchley dives. Misses. Gryffindor score!
the
Gryffindor
offer
cheers
stays
filled
on
the
the
cold air,
table.
with howls and moans from the Slytherins. Hush up there.
I would want.
Hagrid! Ron and Hermione squeezed
I would
together to
want
give Hagrid
people
enough space to
to-
join them. Been watching from me hut,
I would want
said Hagrid,
demonic
patting a large
to
pair of
get a
binoculars
deal
around
on
his
it.
neck.
Is basically
Right
what
the
I'm trying to
same being in the
say.
crowd,
If demonic
sign
was
of the
still
Society?
very sweet and was
Nope.
like, oh yeah,
said Ron. Harry hasn't had much to
you know,
do
that
yet.
would be very nice
Get out of
if
trouble,
they got a
Will.
deal
That's something,
on
said Hagrid, raising his binoculars and peering
on that.
skyward at the speck that was
But
Harry.
I'm also
Way
doing
above
art
them,
for
Harry
you.
was gliding over the game, squinting about for
No,
some
I
sign
feel
of a
bad.
snitch.
No, I'm alright.
This was part of him and Wood's game plan.
Keep out of the way.
I feel
Until you
bad
catch
if
sight of the
you
snitch.
just gave me the game.
Wood had said.
We don't want you attacked before you have to be.
When Angelina had scored, Harry had done
What
a
would you
couple of
want
loop
in
loops to let off
exchange?
his feelings.
Demonic.
Now he was back staring
What
around
would
for
you
the
want in
snitch.
exchange for the game?
Once he caught sight of a flash of gold, but it was just the reflection from one of the Weasleys' wristwatches. And once a bludger decided to come pelting his way, more like a cannonball than anything, and Fred came chasing after it. All right there, Harry, he had time to yell as he beat the bludger furiously towards Marcus Flint.
That'll make me feel
Slytherin
better.
in possession, Lee Jordan was saying. Chaser Pusey ducks 2 bludgers, 2 Weasleys, and Chaser Bell, and
No.
speeds towards the... Wait a moment. Was that the snitch?
Well, I'm
A murmur ran
31.
through the crowd as Adrian
I
Pusey
think
dropped the
that we're
quaffle.
too close
Looks
of
like
age
you're
for
going to the
that.
shadow realm, Jimbo.
Past his left.
Have fun.
Just saying.
Harry saw it.
I think
in a
we're
great
too
rush of
close in
excitement,
age.
Dove downwards after the streak of gold.
They are.
Slytherin seeker Terrence Higgs had seen it too. Neck and neck, they hurtled towards the snitch. All the chasers
Oh,
seemed to
no.
have forgotten what they were supposed to be doing as they hung in mid.
I gotta play it because I love it.
Bird up.
Yeah. True.
Midair to watch. Harry
Younger
was faster
brother,
than Higgs. He could see the little round
younger
ball,
brother to me. Yeah,
wings
that'd be
fluttering,
fun.
darting up ahead. He put on an extra spurt of
Bam,
speed.
bam, 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 bam.
A roar of rage echoed from the
Bird
Gryffindors
Up,
below.
the worst show on
Marcus
television.
Flint had blocked Harry on purpose, and
23
Harry's broom
currently.
span off course.
Oh, 23 and
Harry
me.
holding on for dear life.
I'm only 20. Damn.
Screamed the Gryffindors. Madam Hooch spoke angrily to Flint and then ordered a free shot at the goalpost for Gryffindor. But in all the
Damn you,
confusion, of course,
youngsters.
the golden snitch
Damn
disappeared
you.
from sight again.
I'm feeling
Down in
like
the stands,
somebody
Dean
needs
Thomas
to
was
get off
yelling.
my lawn.
Send him off! Send him off,
I'm
ref!
kidding.
Red
I'm
card!
kidding. I'd let people
This
play
isn't
on my
football,
lawn. I
Dean.
wouldn't care.
Ron
I'd very
reminded him.
much be cool.
You can't send people off in Quidditch.
I'd be cool with
What's
it.
a red card?
As
And
long
Hagrid
as
was on Dean's side. They all changed
As
the
long
rules.
as they
could've knocked
took
Harry
their
out of the
shit
air.
off my
Lee
lawn
Jordan was
after
finding it
they
difficult not to take
played on it,
sides.
I'd be fine
So,
with it.
after
Yeah.
that obvious and disgusting bit of cheating,
You gotta pick up
Jordan,
after yourself, but other than
growled
that,
Professor
I don't
McGonagall.
give a shit.
After that open and revolting foul, Jordan, I'm warning you. All right. Flint nearly kills the Gryffindor Seeker, which could happen to anyone, I'm sure. So a penalty to Gryffindor, taken by Spinnet, who puts it away no trouble. And we continue play. Gryffindor still in possession. It was as Harry dodged another bludger, which went spinning dangerously past his head, that it happened. His broom gave a sudden, frightening
I always
lurch.
forget you're
For
not
a split
my
second,
age.
I thought he was going to fall.
I always forget
He
you're
gripped
not
the
my
broom
age.
tightly with both
Do I
hands and
act
knees.
way?
He never felt anything like
it.
it.
I act like an
It happened again.
old guy. I think I
It was
act
as
like
though
an
the
old
broom was
man.
trying to buck him off.
I have very
But
much
Nimbus
old
2000
man
did not suddenly
tendencies.
decide to buck off their riders.
Like
Harry tried to turn
asking
back towards the Gryffindor
politely
goalpost.
to get off my lawn.
He had half a mind to ask Wood to call a timeout. And then he realized that his broom was
I
completely out of
honestly
his
figured
control.
with just gifting
He
the
couldn't turn
game with
Couldn't
nothing in
direct it at
return.
all. It was zigzagging through the air
Fine,
and then
not
making violent
figured.
swishing movements, which almost unseated him.
Uh,
was still
honestly,
commentating.
fine with
Slytherin
just
in
giving the
possession.
game.
Flint with the quabble, passes Spinnet, passes
But
Bell,
it's
hit hard in the
still a
face
lot
by the
of
bludger, over broke his
money,
nose. Only joking,
demonic.
Professor.
I
Slytherin
feel
scored.
bad.
No. The Slytherins were cheering.
And I
No one
probably
seemed to have
won't play
noticed
it
that Harry's broom was
immediately. I'll
behaving
probably
strangely.
wait to play
It
it.
was carrying him slowly higher,
Because I got
away
other.
from the game.
I mean,
jerking and
probably gonna
twitching as
play
it
it
went.
immediately,
I
knowing
don't know
me.
what Harry
I
thinks he's
lie.
doing.
I
Hagrid
lie.
mumbled.
I'll probably
He
play it
stared through his
immediately.
binoculars. Eyes didn't know
You
better.
were just hearing
I'm saying
lies out of
lost
my
control of the
face.
broom.
My face hole.
But he can't have. Suddenly, people were
It's
pointing up at
fine
Harry
with
all over the
me.
stand. His broom was starting to roll over and over,
I'll give it some
with him
thought.
only just managing to
I
hold
will
on.
give it some thought.
Then the whole crowd gasped. Harry's broom had given a wild jerk,
I
and
know.
Harry
lurk.
swung off of it. He was now dangling from it, holding on with only one hand.
Delayed lurk. Okay.
If something happened when
You
Flint
gotta
locked them,
delay that lurk.
Seamus whispered.
Delay it, everybody.
Can't.
Calm down,
Hagrid said
everybody.
it, his
Delay
voice
it.
shaking. Can't nothing interfere with a broomstick except powerful dark
How are
magic.
you, by the way,
Look, you could
Hart?
do that
Hope
to an Nimbus
everything's going
2000.
well. Hope
At these words, Hermione
hope
seized Hagrid's
everything is
binoculars.
living up
But
to
instead of looking up at Harry,
expectations
she
and
started looking
beyond.
frantically at the crowd. What are you doing? Moaned Ron, gray-faced. I knew it! Hermione gasped. Snape! Look! Ron grabbed the binoculars. Snape was in the middle of the stands opposite them. He had his eyes fixed on Harry, and was muttering non-stop under his breath. He's doing something! Jinxing the broom! Said Hermione. What should we do? Leave it to me! Before Ron could say another word, Hermione had disappeared. Ron turned the binoculars back on Harry. His broom was vibrating so hard, it was almost impossible for him to hang on much longer.
I've been in
The whole
here a
crowd were on their
while.
feet,
Just
watching,
was looking
terrified,
before too.
as the Weasleys
Oh,
flew
okay.
up to try and pull Harry safely onto one of their
Okay.
brooms. But it was no good. Every time they got near him, the broom would jump higher still. They dropped lower
Bird up.
and circled beneath him, obviously hoping to catch him if he fell. Marcus Flint seized the quaffle and scored 5 times without anyone noticing. Come on, Hermione! Ron muttered desperately. Hermione had fought her way across to the stand where Snape stood, and was now racing along the row behind him. She didn't even stop to say sorry as she knocked Professor Quirrell's head first into the robe in front. Reaching Snape, she crouched down, pulled out her wand, and whispered a few well-chosen words. Bright blue flames shot from her wand onto the hem of Snape's robes. It took perhaps 30 seconds for Snape to realize that he was on fire. A sudden yelp told her she had done her job. Scooping the fire off him into a little jar in her pocket, she scrambled back along the row. Snape would never know what had happened. It was enough.
Yeah, because
Up in the
he
air,
wouldn't know
Harry
that
was
a
suddenly
random
able to clamber
fire
back onto his broom.
was started by a fucking
Neville,
student.
you can look, Ron said. Neville had been sobbing into Hagrid's jacket for the last 5 minutes. Harry was speeding towards the ground when the crowd saw him clap his hands to his mouth, as though he was about to be sick. He hit the pitch on all fours, coughed, and something gold fell into his hand. "I've got the snitch!" he shouted, waving it above his head, and the game ended in complete confusion. "He didn't catch it! He nearly swallowed it!" Flint was still howling 20 minutes later, but it made no difference. Harry hadn't broken any rules, and Lee Jordan was still happily shouting the result. Gryffindor had won by 170 points to 60. Harry heard none of this, though. He was being made a cup of strong tea back in Hagrid's hut with Ron and Hermione.
Oh, yeah, look at these.
Ron was explaining.
It's a cute fluff.
Hermione and I saw him. He was cursing your broomstick,
I forgot
muttering. He wouldn't take
I'm
his
doing
eyes off
okay,
it.
though. Forgot to answer.
Rubbish,
It's fine.
said Hagrid, who hadn't heard a word of what had gone on next to him in the stands. Why would Snape do something like that? Harry, Ron, and Hermione looked at each other, wondering what to tell him. Harry decided on the truth. "I found out something about him," he told Hagrid. "He tried to get past the three-headed dog on Halloween. It bit him. We think he was trying to steal whatever it's guarding." Hagrid dropped the teapot. "How do you know about Fluffy?" he said. "Fluffy?" "Yeah, he's mine. I'm off a Greek chappie I met in the pub last year. I lent him to Dumbledore to guard the—" "Yes?" said Harry eagerly. "Now, don't ask me any more," said Hagrid gruffly.
Alright,
"That's top secret, that is.
now real lurk happens.
But Snape's trying to steal it."
We will see
Rubbish,
you.
said Hagrid again.
We will see
Snape's a Hogwarts
you
teacher.
in a minute.
He do nothing of the sort. So why did he just try and kill Harry? Cried Hermione. The afternoon's events certainly seemed to have changed her mind about Snape. "I know a jinx when I see one, Hagrid. I've read all about them. You've got to keep eye contact. And Snape wasn't blinking at all. I saw him."
And counter
"I'm telling you,
jinxes
you're
as
wrong,"
well.
said Hagrid hotly. "Don't know
Dipshit.
why Harry's broom acted like that, but Snape wouldn't try and kill a student. Now listen to me, all three of yous. You're meddling in things that don't concern you. It's dangerous. You forget that dog, you forget what's guarding. That's between Professor Dumbledore and Nicholas Flamel." "Aha!" said Harry. "So there's someone called Nicholas Flamel involved, is there?" Hagrid looked furious with himself. Chapter 12. The Mirror of Erised. Christmas was coming. One morning mid-December, Hogwarts woke to find itself covered in several feet of snow. The lake froze solid, and the Weasley twins were punished for bewitching several snowballs, so that they followed Quirrell around, bouncing off the back of his turban. The few owls that managed to battle their way through the stormy sky to deliver post had been nursed back to health by Hagrid before they could fly off again. No one could wait for the holidays to start. While the Gryffindor common room and the Great Hall had roaring fires, the drafty corridors had become icy and a bitter wind rattled the windows in the classrooms. Worst of all were Professor Snape's classes down in the dungeons, where their breath rose in a mist before them, and they kept as close as possible to their hot cauldrons. "I do feel sorry," said Draco Malfoy, one potions class, "for all those people who have to stay at Hogwarts for Christmas, because they're not wanted at home." He was looking over at Harry as he spoke. Crabbe and Goyle chuckled. Harry, who was measuring out powdered spine of lionfish, ignored them. Malfoy had been even more unpleasant than usual since the Quidditch match. Disgusted that Slytherin had lost, he had tried to get everyone laughing at how a wide-mouthed tree frog would be replacing Harry as Seeker next. Then he'd realized that nobody found this funny, because they were all so impressed at the way Harry had managed to stay on his bucking broomstick. So Malfoy, jealous and angry, had gone back to taunting Harry about having no proper family. It was true that Harry wasn't going back to Privet Drive for Christmas. Professor McGonagall had come round the week before, making a list of students who were staying for the holidays, and Harry had signed up at once. He didn't feel sorry for himself at all. This would probably be the best Christmas he'd ever had. Ron and his brothers were staying too, because Mr. and Mrs. Weasley were going to Romania to visit Charlie. When they left the dungeons at the end of potions, they found a large fir tree blocking the corridor ahead. 2 enormous feet sticking out at the bottom, and a loud puffing sound told them that Hagrid was beneath it.
Hi, Hagrid. Want any help?
Ron asked, sticking his head through the branches.
I'm alright, thanks, Ron.
Would you mind moving out of the way?
Came Malfoy's cold drawl from behind them.
Are you trying to earn some extra money, Weasley? Hoping to gamekeeper yourself when you leave Hogwarts, I suppose? That hut of Hagrid's must seem like a palace compared to what your family's used to.
Ron dove at Malfoy just as Snape came up the stairs.
Weasley.
Ron let go of the front of Malfoy's robes.
You was provoked, Professor Snape,
said Hagrid, sticking his huge hairy face out from behind the tree.
Malfoy was insulting his family. Be that as it may,
I don't know
fighting
what
is
Flip
against
wants for
Hogwarts
background.
rules, Hagrid,
said Snape
How
silkily.
long have I been
5
going?
points from Gryffindor.
One more
Weasley.
hour, and then
and
I'm
be
going to
grateful it
bed.
isn't more.
One more
Go on, all
hour,
of you.
Malfoy,
everybody.
Crabbe, and Goyle pushed roughly past the tree, scattering needles everywhere and
Yeah.
sparking.
Rock
I'll get
your
'em, said Ron,
body.
grinding his teeth at
Yeah.
Malfoy's back. One of these days, I'll
Everybody.
get him.
Yep.
I hate them both, said Harry. Malfoy and Snape.
Come on, cheer up. It's nearly Christmas.
Poor Snape.
Said Hagrid.
Poor Snape.
Tell you what, come with me and see the Great Hall. Looks a treat.
Everybody.
So the 3 of them followed
Yeah,
Hagrid and his
yeah.
tree off to the Great Hall. Professor McGonagall
Zara,
and Professor
you
Flitwick
still
were busy with
streaming?
the Christmas decorations.
You still streaming, Zara?
Hagrid. The last 3.
Let me
Put it in the
see.
far corner, would you?
Let
The
me
hall
see.
looked
Is,
spectacular.
is she still streaming?
Festoons of holly and mistletoe hung all around the walls, and no fewer than 12 towering Christmas trees stood around the room, some sparkling with tiny icicles, some glittering with hundreds of candles.
How many days you got left to your holidays?
Sorry,
Hagrid asked.
Unity Bit. I'm
Just
here
one.
to host and
Hermione.
play Loop Hero.
And that
Alright.
reminds me, Harry, Ron, we've got a half an hour before lunch. We should be in the library.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Said Ron, tearing his eyes away from Professor Flitwick, who had golden bubbles blossoming out of his wand, and was trailing them over the branches of the new tree.
The library?
Said Hagrid, following them out of
Yeah.
the hall.
Just before the holidays? Bit keen, aren't you?
Oh, we're not working,
He's
Harry told him
streaming.
brightly. Ever since
She's
you mentioned
streaming.
Nicholas Flamel,
Yeah.
we've been trying to find out who he is.
Giving
Ooh,
us about
Hagrid
digigrade
looked shocked.
legs. Just
Listen here.
posted whip.
I've told you.
Whips.
Nothing to you what that dog's garden.
We just want to know who
Alright.
Nicholas Flamel is. That's all.
Digigrade
Hermione.
leg tips.
Unless you'd like to tell us
Also
and save us the
them
trouble.
Tatas.
Harry added.
Alright.
We must have
So,
been through
digigrade
hundreds of
legs.
books already, and we can't find him anywhere. Just give us a hint. I know I've read his name somewhere. I'm saying nothing.
Get out of
Said
here
Hagrid
for a
flatly.
second, so I can
Just
go
have to find out
here.
ourselves then.
Said Ron, and they left Hagrid
Hold
looking disgruntled and
on.
hurried off to the
Let
library.
me.
They had been
let
deep
me-
in searching
let me do
books
this.
for Flamel's name ever
Hold
since
up.
Hagrid had let slip. Because how else were they going to find out what Snape was trying to steal? The trouble was, it was very hard to know
Alright,
where to begin,
Here we go.
not knowing what
Here
Flamel
we
might
go.
have done to get
Alright.
himself into a book.
So,
He
easy
wasn't
thing
named
that I
Great
do
Wizard of the 12th
is that I
century,
figure out what the
or notable
leg
magical
and
names of our
leg
time.
of a
He
normal
was
leg
missing two
length.
from important modern magical discoveries,
And
and
then,
a study of recent developments in wizardry. And then, of course, there was the sheer size of the library. Tens of thousands of books, thousands of shelves, hundreds of narrow rows. Hermione took out a list of subjects
And
and
then I do
titles she had
this,
decided to search,
and
while Ron strode off down a row
I
of books
repeat,
and started pulling them
so
off
that
the
I
shelves
know
at random.
what's
Harry
going
wandered
on.
over to the restricted section. He had been wondering for a while if Flamel
So
wasn't somewhere in
digigrade
there.
legs
Unfortunately,
are
he needed a specially
basically
signed note from one of the teachers to look in any of the
are
restricted books,
basically
and he knew he'd never
just
get one.
regular old
These were
legs.
the books containing powerful
redone.
dark magic never taught at Hogwarts,
So
and only read
basically,
by older
it's
students
this
studying
part
advanced
of
defense
the
against the
foot
dark arts.
that's now
What are you
extended.
looking for, boy? Nothing, said Harry. Madam
So
Pince,
that's
the
all
librarian,
really a
brandished a feather
digigrade
duster at
leg
him.
is.
You'd better
So
get
you
out,
still have
then.
the knee,
Go
and
on.
you still have
Ouch.
this part,
Wishing he'd been a bit quicker at
but you
thinking up some
shrink
story.
it. You shrink
Harry
this
left the
part
library.
down.
He, Ron, and Hermione had already agreed
See,
they'd better
see
not
what I
ask
mean?
Madam Pince
You
where they
do
could
that,
find Flamel.
and then you
They
do
were
this.
sure she'd be able to tell them,
And
but
normally,
they wouldn't risk Snape hearing
because
what they were up to. Harry
this
waited
part
outside in the corridor
of the
to
foot,
see if the other two had found anything, but he wasn't very hopeful.
and then you
They'd been looking for a fortnight after all. But as they only had odd moments between lessons,
you know,
it wasn't
that part of
surprising
the
they found
foot
nothing. What they really needed was a nice long stretch
is
without
going to
Madam
be
Pinch
bigger
breathing down their necks.
because it's holding
5 minutes
more
later,
weight.
Ron and Hermione joined them, shaking their heads.
So that's
went off
really
to
all
lunch.
it is.
You will keep looking while I'm away,
That's
won't you?
all it is.
said Hermione. And send me an
Oh
owl if you
crap, can
find
this
anything.
laptop not buffer
And you
stream
could ask
audio
your
and play
parents
the
if they know
game?
who Flamel is, said Ron.
No, I cannot.
It'd be safe to ask.
I'll check with the little lady
Very
when
safe,
she
as
gets
they're
home.
both dentists.
But I don't
Hermione.
think that'll be too
Once
soon.
the holidays had started,
Gotcha.
Ron and Harry were having too good a time to think much about Flamel. They had the dormitory to themselves, and the common room was far emptier than usual.
Watch
They
me
were able
whip.
to get the good
Watch me
armchairs by the
nay,
fire.
nay.
They sat by the hour,
Two
eating
Haggins,
anything they
what's
could
up,
spear on the
beautiful?
toasting fork.
I'm here.
Bread, crumpets, marshmallows, and plotting ways of getting Malfoy expelled, which were fun to talk about.
I'm
even
right
if they
here
wouldn't work.
listening to Harry
Ron
Potter.
also started teaching Harry wizard chess.
So
This is exactly like
this
Muggle
is
chess,
how I
except
do
that the
Did you
figures
grade
were
legs?
alive,
You can
which made it a
always
lot like
add
directing troops in battle.
more.
Ron's set was
as
very old
well.
and battered.
Don't feel
Like
like
everything
you
else he owned.
can't.
It had once belonged to someone else in his family. In this
And
case, his
then
grandfather.
also chickens
Old
and
chessmen
other
weren't a drawback
creatures
at all.
have it different.
Ron knew them so well, he never had trouble getting them to do what he
so
wanted.
Chickens,
Harry played
have
with
it
the
slightly
chessmen
different,
Seamus Finnegan had
where
lent him,
they do
and they didn't
like
trust
this.
him at all. He wasn't a very good player yet, and they kept shouting different bits of advice at him, which was confusing. Don't send me there! Can't you see he's knight? Send him! We can afford to lose him. On Christmas Eve, Harry went to bed looking forward to next day
So
for the food and the
chickens
fun,
have
but not
this kind of
expecting any
lap,
presents at all.
but
When he woke early next morning,
the
however, the
limb,
first thing he saw was a small pile of packages at the foot of
the
his bed.
limb, like
Happy
a chicken,
Christmas, said Ron sleepily as Harry
is
scrambled out
very
of bed
much like this.
and pulled on his dressing gown. You too.
So it loses.
said Harry.
It
Will you look at
loses
I've got
this
some
part
presents,
by
What did you
fusing
expect,
that
turnips?
part together.
said Ron,
So
turning to his
those,
own pile, which was a lot bigger than
these
Harry's.
two right here,
Harry
are
picked up the top
fused
parcel.
together
It was wrapped in thick
to
brown
make
paper, and
one
scrawled across
right
it was,
here.
"To Harry
And this
from
is
Hagrid."
bent
Inside was a roughly cut
backwards.
wooden flute.
very simple,
Hagrid had obviously whittled it himself.
right?
Harry blew it. It sounded a bit like an owl. A
I
second,
think-
very small
hopefully you're
parcel
getting it.
contained a note. We received your message and enclose your Christmas present. From Uncle Vernon and Aunt Petunia. Sellotape to the note. Over 50 pence apiece. That's friendly, said Harry.
Oh,
Ron was
thank you.
fascinated
Oh,
by the
thank you,
50 pence.
Board. Thank you,
You can
buddy.
Said Harry, laughing at how
Thank you,
pleased Ron was.
Bud.
Hagrid,
Thank
my
you,
aunt and uncle.
Bud.
Who sent these? I think I know who that one's from, said Ron, going a bit pink and pointing to a very lumpy parcel. My mom. I told her you didn't expect any presents and... Oh no. He groaned. She's made you a weasel
So-
jumper. Harry had torn open
So,
the parcel to
did you
find a
grade
thick,
legs?
hand-knitted sweater in emerald green and a large box of homemade fudge. Every year
Okay.
she makes us jumpers,
So,
he said, unwrapping his own.
and
mine's always maroon. That's really
Okay.
nice of her.
So let's
said
see
Harry,
what you
trying
did. You
fudge,
did
which was
something
very
like
tasty.
this,
His next present also contained
right?
sweets.
Yeah.
A large
You
box
did
of
something
chocolate
like
frogs
that,
from
and
Hermione.
then you did
This left only
this,
one parcel.
Then you
Harry
did
picked it up and
this,
felt it. It was very
and
light.
you're doing
He unwrapped it.
this, right?
Something
like
fluid and silvery
this,
gray went slithering to the floor,
and
where it lay in
and
gleaming folds.
upper part.
Ron gasped.
I've heard of
Big
those.
boobies.
He said in a hushed voice,
Okay,
dropping the
so-
box of every flavor beans he got from
all right.
Hermione.
So
That's
you're
what I
trying
think
to
it is.
give the impression that this is
really rare
digigrade
And
legs.
really
The
valuable.
best way to
What
do
is it?
that
Harry
is
picked the
to
shiny silver
have
cloth
it
off the floor.
like this.
It was strange to touch, like water woven into material,
It's an
So
invisibility
kind of
cloak.
like that.
said Ron, a look
You
of
see what
awe
I'm
on his
doing?
face.
I'm sure it is. Try it on.
Let's
Harry
see.
threw the cloak
Let's
around
see
his
if I
shoulder,
can.
and
Let's
Ron
see
gave
if
a
I
yell.
can give you
It is. Look
a
down.
pointer.
Harry looked down at his feet,
So
but they had gone.
you
He
go
dashed
like
to the mirror.
this,
Sure enough, his
and
reflection
then
looked back at him,
you
just his head suspended in midair.
do like
body
this, and
completely
then
invisible.
you
He pulled the cloak over his head, and his reflection vanished
that.
completely,
There's a note.
so that
said Ron suddenly.
A note fell out of it.
Harry pulled off the cloak and seized the
'Cause
letter.
you're trying to
Written
give
in
the
narrow, leafy
impression
writing he had never seen
that they
before. were the
have
following
digigrade
words.
legs.
Your father left this in my
So-
possession before he died. It is time it was returned to you. Use it well. A very Merry Christmas to you. There was no signature. Harry stared at the note. Ron was admiring the cloak.
I'd give anything for one of these, he said.
So
Anything.
that's my
What's the
thought.
matter? Nothing, said Harry.
Hopefully
felt very
that
strange.
helps you, Zara.
Who had sent the cloak? Had it really once belonged to his father? Before he could say or think of anything else, the dormitory door was flung open,
Hopefully
and
the-
Fred and George Weasley bounded in. Harry stuffed the
big
cloak
boobies.
quickly out of sight.
Yes.
He didn't feel like sharing it with anyone else
So that's
yet.
my thought.
Merry
Or
Christmas!
if you want to weigh in, you can.
Hey, look! Harry's got a Weasley jumper too!
Fred and George were wearing blue jumpers,
I will.
one with a large yellow
that
F
right
on
there.
it, the other with a G.
That's my thought.
Harry's is better than ours, though.
Said Fred, holding up Harry's jumper.
She obviously makes more of an effort if you're not family. Why aren't you wearing yours, Ron?
George demanded.
Come on, get it on! They're lovely and warm!
Very
Hate
helpful.
maroon.
Yes.
Ron moaned
So-
half-heartedly as he pulled it over his head.
And
You haven't got a letter
just
on yours.
put a head
George
there.
observed.
I suppose she thinks we don't forget your name. But we're not stupid. We know we're called Gredenforge.
What is all this noise? Percy Weasley stuck his head through the door, looking disapproving.
Ooh, Shy is
He
also
had
good
clearly
at it.
come halfway through
Shy,
unwrapping his
shy,
presents, as he too
If you
carried a
don't
lumpy
mind,
sweater over his arm.
if you're there,
which
you,
Fred
you
seized.
can come into the call as
P
well.
for prefect. Get it on,
So
Percy,
that I can
come
help
on.
out
We're all wearing ours.
Zara
Even Harry got one.
figure out digigrade
don't
legs.
want-
So
said Percy thickly
she's
as the
doing
twins
a
forced
front
the jumper
face
over his head,
view.
knocking his glasses askew.
And you're not sitting with the prefects today either, said George. Christmas is a time for family.
They frog marched Percy from the room, his arms pinned to his sides by the jumper. 100 fat roast turkeys, mountains of roast and boiled potatoes, tureens of buttered peas, silver boats of thick, rich gravy and cranberry sauce, and stacks of wizard crackers, every few feet along the table. These fantastic crackers were nothing like the feeble muggle ones the Dursleys usually bought, with all their little plastic
How is
toys and their
your-
flimsy paper hats.
Yes. How
Harry
would
pulled
you
a wizard
do
cracker with Fred,
digigrade legs?
And it
So,
didn't just bang. It went off with a blast like a cannon, and engulfed them all in a cloud of blue smoke, while from the inside exploded a red admiral's hat and several live white mice. Up on the high table, Dumbledore had swapped his
Zara.
pointy wizard's hat for a flowered
Yeah.
bonnet, and was chuckling
Chick
merrily
bitties.
at the joke Professor Flitwick had just read him.
What? I'm
Flaming
just
Christmas
doing what
puddings
you're
followed
doing
the
in your
turkey.
stream.
Percy nearly
I'm
broke
trying to
his teeth on
figure
the
out
silver
like
sickle
what
embedded
I
in his
could
life.
do to help you out.
Harry watched Hagrid getting redder and redder in the face as he called for more wine, finally kissing Professor McGonagall on the cheek, who, to Harry's amazement, giggled and blushed. Her top hat lopsided.
That's my
When
thought.
Harry finally left the table,
That's
he was
my
laden
thought.
down with a stack of things out of the crackers,
Is like
including a
this.
pack of non-explodable luminous
I'm
balloons,
looking at your
grow
stream
your
and
own
you're
warts
doing
kit,
pretty dang
and his
good.
own new wizard chess set.
So don't worry.
The white mice had
But
disappeared,
that's what
and Harry had a nasty feeling they were going to end up
I
at
don't know,
Mrs.
Fox,
Norris's
if
Christmas
you
dinner.
have any pointers
Harry
or
and the
anything
Weasleys
like
spent
that
half
because
the
you're so
afternoon having
damn
a furious
talented.
snowball fight in the grounds. Then, cold, wet, and gasping for
Well,
breath, they returned to the
Zara
fire in the
is a
Gryffindor common
whip.
room, where Harry broke in his new chess set by losing spectacularly to Ron. He suspected he wouldn't have lost so badly if Percy hadn't tried to help him so much. After a tea of turkey sandwiches, crumpets, trifle, and Christmas cake, everyone felt too full and sleepy to do much before bed, except sit and watch Percy chase Fred and George all over Gryffindor Tower because they'd stolen his prefect badge. It had been Harry's best Christmas day ever, yet something had been nagging at the back of his mind all day. Not until he climbed into bed
Yo,
was he free to think about it.
yo,
The invisibility
I try
cloak
to be.
and whoever
No
had sent it.
promises.
Ron,
No,
full of turkey
I
and
come
cake,
into chat
and with
and I
nothing
don't
mysterious
have
to
to
bother
do
him,
shit.
fell asleep almost as soon as he'd
Yeah.
drawn the curtains of his four-poster. Harry leaned over his own bed
Okay,
and pulled the cloak out from under it. His father's.
if you want to weigh in, Shy,
This
you
had been his
can.
father's. He let the material flow over his hands, smoother
But
than
that's
silk,
what I would
light
do
as
for
air.
digigrade legs.
Use it well,
That's
the note
what
had
I
said.
would do. That's what
He
I
had to
would
try it out
do.
now.
I can put it in the
He slipped
whip
out of
if you
bed
want me
and wrapped the
to,
cloak around himself.
just to help you
Looking
out.
down at his legs, he saw only moonlight and shadows. It was a very funny feeling.
And then
Use
go
it
to
well.
whip.
Suddenly, Harry felt wide awake.
And then
The whole
reply.
of Hogwarts was open to him in this cloak. Excitement flooded through him as he stood there in the dark and the silence.
Bam.
He could go anywhere in this. Anywhere.
That's what
And
I would
Filch
do.
would never know. Ron grunted in his sleep. Should Harry wake him? Something held him back. His
So-
father's cloak. He felt that this time, the first time, he wanted to use it alone. He crept out of the dormitory, down the stairs, across the common room,
Oof.
and climbed through the portrait hole. Who's there? Squeaked the fat lady. Harry said nothing. He walked quickly down the corridor. Where should he go? He stopped, his heart racing, and thought. And then it came to him. The restricted section in the library. He'd be able to read as long as he liked, as long as it took to find out who Flamel was. He set off, drawing the invisibility cloak tight around him as he walked.
But yeah, how are you all tonight?
The library was pitch black
I'm
and
doing
very
good.
eerie.
I don't know
Harry lit a
how
lamp see
everybody
its
else
way
is
along the
doing.
rows of
I'm
books.
doing good.
The lamp looked as if it were floating in midair, and even though Harry could feel his arm supporting it,
Also, I
His
hope
sight
you have
gave
a
him the
wonderful
creeps.
stream, Zara.
the restricted section was
You're
right at the
always
back of the
welcome, by
library.
the way, Shy.
Stepping
You're always
carefully over the
welcome in
rope
here
which
to
separated
chill
these
out
books
and
from the rest of the
Hang out
library,
with me.
he held up his lamp to read the titles. They didn't tell him much. Their peeling, faded gold letters spelled words and
You're
languages
always
Harry couldn't
welcome to
understand.
chill out.
Some had
Unless
no
you got
title at
stuff
all.
to do.
One book had a dark stain on it, that looked
Just all
horribly
good
like
to
blood.
me as well.
The hairs on the back of Harry's neck prickled. Maybe he was imagining it, maybe not. But he thought a faint
Gosh.
whispering was coming from the books, as if they knew someone was there who shouldn't be. He had to start
I'm
somewhere.
just working on
Setting the
commission
lamp down
stuff.
carefully on the floor, he looked along the bottom shelf for an interesting
I'm
looking
trying to
book.
stay awake
A large black and silver volume caught his eye.
because I
He
need to
pulled
go
it
to
out with
bed.
difficulty, because it was so heavy. And balancing it on
I
his
do
knee,
need to go to
let it
bed
fall open.
eventually.
A piercing, blood-curdling shriek split the silence. The book was screaming. Harry snapped it shut, but the shriek went on and on, one high, unbroken, ear-splitting note. He stumbled backwards and knocked over his lamp, which went out at once. Panicking, he heard footsteps coming down the corridor outside. Stuffing the shrieking book back onto the shelf, he ran for it. He passed Filch almost in the doorway. Filch's pale, wild eyes looked straight through him, and Harry slipped under Filch's outstretched arm and streaked off up the corridor. The book's shrieks still ringing in his ears. He came to a sudden halt in front of a tall suit of armor. He'd been so busy getting away from the library, he hadn't paid attention to where he was going. Perhaps because it was dark, he didn't recognize where he was at all. There was a suit of armor near the kitchens, he knew, but he must be 5 floors above there. You asked me to come directly to you, Professor, if anyone was wandering around at night, and somebody's been in the library. Restricted section. Harry felt the blood drain out of his face. Wherever he was, Filch must know a shortcut, because his soft, greasy voice was getting
I'm
nearer.
doing pretty alright
And to his
myself.
horror,
Just
it
doing
was
the
Snape who
usual drawing
replied.
stuff.
The
That's
restricted
okay, Shy.
section.
If you're just totally
Well,
cool with just chilling
They
out,
can't be far.
hanging out in chat,
We'll
that's
catch
fine with
them.
me too.
Harry stood
You're always
rooted to the
invited
spot
to
as
be
Filch and Snape
awesome
came
and
around the
amazing.
corner ahead.
It's so
They couldn't
easy
see him,
for
of
you.
course.
I hope
But it
I'm
was a
not
narrow
pressuring
corridor,
you or
and if they
anything
came
like
much
that.
nearer, they'd
I'm
knock
sorry
right
if
into
I
him.
am.
The cloak didn't stop him being solid.
I just like hanging out with my
He
friends.
backed away as quietly as he could. A door stood
Like I
ajar
like
to his
hanging
left.
out with Board
It
and
was his
everything.
only hope. He squeezed through it, holding his breath, trying not to move it. And to his relief, he managed to get into the room without their noticing anything. They walked straight past, and Harry leaned against the wall, breathing deeply, listening to their footsteps dying away. That had been close. Very close. It was a few seconds before he noticed anything about the room he had hidden in. It looked like a disused classroom. The dark shapes of desks and chairs were piled against the walls, and there was an upturned wastepaper basket. But propped against the wall, facing him, was something that didn't look as if it belonged there. Something that looked as if it had just been put there to keep it out of the way. It was a magnificent
Alright, didn't
mirror,
want to die
as
alone
high
anyway.
as the ceiling, with an
Damn
ornate
you.
gold frame, standing on 2 clawed feet. There was an inscription carved around the top.
I love
Here
that.
said,
Yeah, I
Stra-
didn't want to die anyway.
Ero, Oit, Ub, Kafru,
Alright, let's run like hell.
on Woshi.
You know, I would think that too.
His panic
but,
fading now,
you
there
know,
was no sound of Filch and
people
Snape.
keep dying
Harry moved
around me.
nearer to the mirror, wanting to look at himself and see no reflection again. He stepped in front of it. He had to clap his hands to his mouth to stop himself screaming. He whirled around. His heart was pounding far more furiously than when the book had screamed. For he had not only seen himself in the mirror, but a whole crowd of people standing right behind him. But the room was empty. Breathing very fast, he turned slowly back to the mirror. There he was, reflected in it. White and scared looking. And there, reflected behind him, were at least 10 others. Harry looked over his shoulder, but still, no one was there. Or were they all invisible too? Was he in fact in a room full of invisible people, and this mirror's trick was that it reflected them, invisible or not? He looked in the mirror again. A woman standing right behind his reflection was smiling at him and waving. He reached out a hand and felt the air behind him. If she really was there, he touched her. Their reflections were so close together, but he only felt air.
No,
And she and
that's
the
good.
others
I might
existed
join in a
only
few
in the
while
mirror.
I draw.
She was a very
That
pretty
got dark
woman.
real quick. You
She
okay,
had dark
Go?
red hair, and her eyes,
What? Oh
Her
no,
eyes
I
are
was
just like mine,
it's
Harry
a
thought,
reference to
edging a
Half-Life.
little closer to the glass. Bright
Alright,
green,
let's run like hell.
exactly the same shape. But then he noticed that she was crying. Smiling, but crying at the same time. The tall, thin, black-haired man standing next to her put his arm around her. He wore glasses, and his hair was very untidy. Stuck up at the back, just like Harry's did. Harry was so close to the mirror now that his nose was nearly touching that of his reflection.
What are you doing, big
Mom?
rabbit?
He whispered. Dad? They just looked at him, smiling. And slowly, Harry looked into the faces of the other people in the mirror, and saw other
How many
pairs
of the
of
people
green eyes
dying
like
around
his,
you bit? Oh.
other noses like his, even a little old man who looked as though he had Harry's knobbly
I
knees.
don't know about the people that are dying
Harry
around
was
me.
looking at his family for the
There's
first
lots of
time
people
in his
dying
life.
to be around me.
The Potter smiled and waved at Harry
like,
as he stared hungrily back
We
at
get to
him.
hang out with
His
Goat.
hands pressed flat against the glass, as though he was hoping to fall right through it and
We
reach
get to
them.
hang out with
He had a
Goat.
powerful kind of ache inside him, half joy, half terrible sadness. How long he stood there, he didn't know. The reflections did not fade, and he looked and looked until distant noise brought him back to his senses. Couldn't stay here. He had to find his way back to bed. He tore his eyes away from his mother's face, whispered, "I'll come back," and hurried from the room.
But I might be able to play
"You could have
Dying
woken
Light
me
too.
up," said Ron crossly. "And come tonight.
Oh, it'd be
I'm going
cool.
back. I want to show you the mirror."
If I
I'd
die
like
to
to
be
see your
around
mom and
you, that
dad,
means I can't hang
Ron
around
said
you
eagerly.
anymore. That's not
"And
cost
I want to see all
efficient.
your family, all the Weasleys. You'll be able to show me your older brothers.
I don't think you
and everyone.
do well in Black Mesa
You
then.
can see them any old time.
You gotta not think
said
about
Ron.
that when working with
Just come
Black
around my house
Mesa.
this summer. Anyway, maybe it only shows dead people. Shame about not finding Flamel, though. Why aren't you eating anything? Have some bacon or something." Harry couldn't eat. He had seen his parents and would be seeing them again tonight. He'd almost forgotten about Flamel. It didn't seem very important anymore. Who cared what the three-headed dog was guarding? What did it matter if Snape stole it, really? "Are you all right?" said Ron. "You look odd." What Harry feared most was that he might not be able to find the mirror room again. With Ron covered in the cloak too, they had to walk much more slowly next night. They tried retracing Harry's route from the library, wandering around the dark passageways, for nearly an hour. "I'm freezing,"
Hippity hoppity,
said
I'm
Ron.
now hopping
Let's
into the
forget it, go back.
city.
"No,"
Goodness.
Harry hissed. "I know it's here
Goodness
somewhere."
gravy.
They passed the ghost of a tall witch gliding in the opposite direction, but saw no one else. Just as Ron started moaning that his feet were dead with cold, Harry spotted the suit of armor. "It's here, just here, yes!" They pushed the door open. Harry dropped the cloak from around his shoulders and ran to the mirror. There they were, his mother and father standing beside him.
Hello.
"See?" Harry
Hello.
Hello.
Hallo. Hallo, guten Tag.
Guten
It is I.
Tag.
Guten Tag, it's me, the fox.
It is you, the fox.
It is I, the fox.
Oh my dear God. It It's
The land is
the
dying,
boy.
and the machine.
It is I, the lad.
The lad. The lad, Chad. So what you been up to?
Not much, drawing, all that, fun stuff that I do every day.
Yes. It is what you do every day. I mean, I do it every day.
Yes.
Actually, I wouldn't say I'm drawing every day. I would say that I'm doing a lot of stuff with art every day. I wouldn't say I'm drawing every day.
Yeah.
Unless you consider shading.
I'm not sure.
Would you? Would you?
I don't know. I do not know.
I mean, I'm also in the I don't fucking know camp.
Yeah. Does the shading count as drawing? I mean, some would probably say yes.
I mean, it might be up for debate. Let's see. What does the internet have to say? The internet, which is infallible and cannot be wrong.
The internet is never wrong.
Considered drawing? Shading is used traditionally in drawing for depicting a range of darkness by applying media more densely or with darker shade or for darker areas and less densely or with lighter shade for lighter areas. In this style, stumping, powder, and paper stumps are used to draw a picture. Okay. So
Okay.
it is. It's in the land of drawing. It's in the land of drawing. I'm sorry for being so loud. I will turn it down. I will turn it all down. I'll turn it all down. Bad music? How is that bad music? This is Zelda music. Very good music, I would say. Oh, I see where the problem is.
Loud.
I fixed it.
Woohoo!
I fixed it.
You fixed it! Woohoo!
Yeah.
You did it.
I did it. We did it.
We did it!
We did it. Hooray.
We did it! We did it! We did it! Hooray!
Yeah, I think I fixed it. You never know. I was just listening to the Harry Potter, someone reading the Harry Potter books. Because I am just that nerdy. I haven't listened to them in years since I actually listened to them for book reports and stuff like that, and I'm like, I get nothing else to fucking listen to. Why not this? Like, it, as long as I'm not doing it from a specific company, that it's technically open for Creative Commons. It's weird. It's weird how that works.
Yeah.
Because audio recordings of books are completely different. They're under completely different laws. Isn't copyright so fucking dumb and weird?
Yeah, it can be weird and hard to understand and stuff like that.
No? There we go.
Yeah.
So, I'm drawing Floppy Snow's, OC again. And, just asked me to make it sexy.
Oh,
And I was like,
I see.
okay. And I don't know. I don't know if I make enough sexy things. I think I have a lot of different energy, but most of it's just weird.
I understand that. I too don't make very sexy things very often.
Okay.
So that's a bit of a shocker.
Okay.
You sound like you don't believe me there.
Okay. No, I believe you. 100%.
Understandable.
I don't know where this is coming from. I believe you. I take your word, and I take my friend's words completely. You say you don't draw sexy things, none of your things are sexy, and I'm looking too deeply into them.
I am looking respectfully.
No, Fox. I'm looking disrespectfully, which is wrong. Which is very wrong.
Oh, understandable. But yeah, I definitely understand.
Yes. What?
What?
Oh,
What happened?
Oh, it's flipping a coin. They're flipping coins right now. I don't. All right, bored. All right. Fair.
Sometimes you can't help the eyes. It's true.
But people have been so sweet to me. I feel like Twitch has really built me up. It's just crazy that there's so many wonderful and sweet people out there. And it's crazy.
Yes, there's so many nice people here.
Like,
I've met many, many wonderful people here, and I am talking to one right now too. So,
oh, that's neat. Who are they? Do I know them?
Kyle, I'm talking about you.
What? I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole.
No. You're sweet. How dare ye?
How dare ye? Don't you disrespect my friend like that.
Don't you disrespect my friend like that? How dare you? My friend. Talk about my friend who is you like that.
I'm not hitting myself. I'm just being honest. Oh my god. Someone thought I was being rude the other day. And today.
Oh.
Because when I was getting their catfish and literally okay, is this everything you need? And she didn't respond to me, so I was like, okay. So I went over to punch in the code and everything, and she's like, oh, I did want this. Huh? Because I couldn't hear her whole response, so I went, huh? Because everybody does, huh? And not, yes, ma'am. Huh? Yes, ma'am. You know, if you're literally working on that, I have never said yes, ma'am. I always say, huh? Or yes, sir. I always say, huh? And it's not disrespectful. I don't think it's disrespectful. But they looked at me like I did something disrespectful, and I'm like, what?
Full sentence rewrite
What
suggestions
did I do? I don't get what all I said was, huh? Working in customer service is the worst, Fox. Never do it.
Yeah, I have made a promise to myself to not work in customer service from the horror stories that I have heard and the many things I have heard my mother go through with customer service. So I am very much gonna try my best to stay away from that.
Well, I mean, if you're doing commissions online, you have to do customer service.
Oh yeah.
No, it's I think it's Breath of the Wild. No, it's Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword. Really good music. But yes, no, I would say stay away. Stay as far away as you can, Fox. Cause fucking it's garbage. It's not worth it. But if you're doing commissions, I feel like that's a bit different.
I feel like it is a bit different. I mean, yeah, with doing commissions and stuff, you definitely are gonna have like some experiences. Of course, those can be like really fucking rare. But yeah,
it can be very much like, oh, I actually wanted you to draw it like that, or I want you to draw it like this, or stuff like that. That's fine. That's genuinely that's fine. I want the customer to be happy with the art that they're getting. I don't want them to be like, oh, thank you so much, and then I'm like, where's the art you paid for? Oh, you know. Oh, okay, all right. I don't like that, but also there is a difference between like, you should have told me way ahead of time.
Yeah.
That would have been real helpful. I haven't had it recently. Pixel thought that she was being that way, and I'm like, no, you're not. You're not. You're fine.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I have. Oh.
No. I was gonna ask you what if you've had an experience close to that.
I have not.
Okay.
I have mostly just heard about horror stories about doing commissions and stuff. It's like, you know, I sometimes listen to videos while I'm drawing and stuff, and good lordy, the poor artists that have to go through shit sometimes. It's like, those bad people can sometimes be the reason why artists suddenly have to change up their rules because of them.
I remember one time I was going to set up a commission from one artist, and she had please put in one reference and one full body reference, at least one full body reference and two other references, like a side shot or like something like that. Like if you have a full body character sheet, that's fine for her. And then the next week she had, please put 7 references of your character.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no. You must have had an experience.
Yeah.
And then in a rule, she says, no, I do not do reference sheets.
Oh.
It's like, oh no. Oh boy.
No. Ah, poor lad.
I know. It's so sad. Oh well.
Oh well.
Yeah, well. So what you drawing tonight?
I am. You remember what I was drawing last night?
Yes.
During stream, right?
Yes.
I'm working on that.
Ooh, more of that. More of that?
Yeah.
Yes, Daddy. Yes, Daddy, please. I want more artsies. Give me more art. Ooh. I need more art. I can attend it without the art.
Oh god. Good lord. Oh my god. Fear.
Fear. I am the night. Where is Armageddon? I just gotta ask. Where do you think they are? I have to find it. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, that's looking good. It's looking good.
Looking good.
Looking good. Pixel is also a wonderful streamer. She's a video game streamer.
Ooh.
Yeah, Pixel Sheba commissioned her and her man Askalad commissioned art from me. I still have one piece to do for them. I was like, she was like, I'm sorry that I'm asking so much. I just want my character to look right. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I don't understand. I would want my character to look. You're paying $25 for it. I would want you to be happy.
Yeah.
Like, if I was actually annoyed, I'd tell you.
Yeah.
But how has your day been, by the way? You didn't stream today. Well,
No.
what happened?
I don't usually stream on weekends.
Ah, okay. Oh. Just asking.
Usually that's when me and my family have time to spend together and stuff, like whole days together instead of me just waking up and it's just me.
Wake up in the morning feeling like
Go like this as I'm out the door. I'm gonna hit the city. I have no idea if that's the right lyrics.
Yeah, that's the right lyrics. You got it right. No, I'm intentionally like, wake up in the morning feeling like, I don't know what colors she wants, but I'm just gonna decide since she's not here. I think she's working today. I don't know what her schedule is, but hopefully Fluff will like this. Hopefully. But yes, I have a car and I am happy about it, and I sprayed in the inside with vinegar.
Ooh.
To get rid of the cigarette smell.
Oh, it smelled like cigarettes. Oh no.
Yeah. I think the person before me smoked Black and Milds because I found that they didn't do a thorough enough cleaning, because I found a wrapper for Black and Mild in there. I was like,
Oh, dude, that's nasty.
Yeah, I was like, ugh. You guys gotta do a better fucking cleaning before you get these cars. Like, seriously. Like, I get that you're trying to sell them real quickly, and I get that, but also it's like, this is a new car for somebody else. Take your job a little bit more seriously. But I've also done that before too, where I'm like, oh yeah, it's clean enough, it's clean, and then someone's like, you forgot this and this. It's like, oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I've had those days.
Yeah.
But no, I think I found that they smoke black and milds, which they are the stronger version, but also cloves is pretty bad too. Cloves is a heavy cigar smell, and it gets into my nose, and I've got such a sensitive nose. I was like, yeah, they've got fucking black and milds. Ugh. And it's been so damn cold. It was fucking 40 today. The highest was 44 today.
Damn.
Yeah. No, there was no fucking way I was gonna have the windows open while I drove to work. That warm. But I sprayed some vinegar, so hopefully that'll get rid of that smell. And it'll be nice in there. And it'll be like driving a vinegar smelling car.
Yes. And then you're gonna have to like find a car freshener or something.
I've got some air, what is it called? The air Febreze. So I could hit it with Febreze. It'll be fine.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine for me.
Yes.
But Board said his recommendation is that I should look under the hood and figure the hood out by myself. Just try to figure out like what I can do, what I could actually, if something broke down, how could I fix it by myself so I wouldn't have to pay an exorbitant amount of money. And that is something that I do need to learn. I do need to make sure that I know my Hyundai Sonata as best as I can. But it's a 2017.
Ooh. Yeah, that probably sounds like a good idea.
Make sure that I know how to baking soda works wonders, but not sure what the best method of usage would be. Well, if our good friend vinegar doesn't work, I can always try coffee grounds, and then if that doesn't work, I'll try the baking soda. But I think the vinegar is gonna work. I think the.
Oh God. I totally forgot that you could use like coffee grounds and stuff for that.
Yeah. Coffee grounds soak up a lot, soak up smells, which is very interesting. It's so weird.
It is weird.
All year.
That you're just like, oh yeah, coffee grounds. Yeah, those things that everybody throw away. Oh yeah, you put that in a trash can, it just soaks up that smell completely. If you got a stinky trash can, you're probably not going to have it afterwards.
So weird.
I know. Man. I love coffee. Coffee. I know that's your favorite Pokemon. Yeah, and also for compost, they recommend putting coffee grinds into a compost pile.
Oh.
It's very weird. So like compost, it's used to, put back into the soil and stuff like that. Recommended is rabbit droppings, coffee grounds, and onions. Yeah.
Huh.
I know that because my dad has a compost thing. So, like, onions break down stuff. That's the biggest thing of why you want onions in your compost. Because you want the natural, like, to naturally break down faster and stuff like that. I love making Mirapox with veggie trash, like onion and garlic peels. Compost is good too. Yes, it is. Compost is very good for your ground and making your own, growing your own food. You also want to make sure that you don't poison yourself with your compost. Remember that. You can do that. You can ruin your, from ruining your crops to literally poisoning yourself. You can do that. So watch out. Because of, you also need to make sure that you understand what you're putting into your own body. Mold is no good. Yeah. Yes, creating mold is something that you don't actually want in a compost pile.
Ooh.
So, something very specific about that's why you want onions, because it breaks that shit down.
Ooh, okay.
If you're ever going to make your own wonderful compost piles or make your own vegetables, my dad has a vegetable garden him and his boyfriend eat out of regularly. I wouldn't say like you could eat out of it 24/7, but it does help out. So they've been growing peppers, banana peppers, jalapenos, peas, some potatoes, and some cauliflower.
Very nice.
Yeah. Sand on top of the topsoil can also make some annoying soil pests. Yes, it can. Science experiment, I need to know what it's like to be poisoned. It sucks. I know what it's like to be poisoned. I've had poison ivy on my body.
Gordon?
Have you ever?
Oh no.
Just,
Not the poison ivy.
I thought I was not allergic, by the way.
Oh.
I was like, eh, I'm not allergic. No, I lied. I lied to myself. I just wanted to be special. Be like, yeah, I just have never had a horrible experience with it, but I am most definitely allergic to poison ivy.
Yeah. Poison ivy can be bad.
Yeah. It was 3 weeks. Barely touched. And it was these big old welts on my leg.
Ooh.
It's free real estate.
It happened last year too.
Oh no.
And I was like, what am I allergic to? What the fuck is it? What am I allergic to? My dad looked at it and he's like, oh, that's poison ivy. That's poison ivy.
Man, that sucks.
Oh well. But the water property was covered in fucking poison ivy.
Oof.
So I was like, oh yeah, I can't fucking help much. Makes me feel better, but you know. I can't help much helping out at the waterfront. But it's a lovely place. It's on a hill. It's on a hill that's just going fucking at a 45-degree angle. We've got to clear that. We've got to clear that whole hill this upcoming year so that we can take out that damn trailer and then put something on there. I don't know what Dad wants to put on there. I mean, it's his money. He can do whatever he wants. Something. Yeah, you do. You do say weird stuff, demonic. You defo do. Well, I'm so glad that you got to hang out with me, Fox.
Always happy to hang out with a friend.
Yeah. I'm so glad that your streams are going well, by the way. You're such a wonderful person. You got a lovely personality. And you always you always make everybody just so happy to see you and stuff like that. Just by being around you.
Yeah. I simply do my best to make others happy.
Well, you do a damn fine job.
Yay. Oh, Lionheart, how I hate you.
What did it do this time?
Okay, so you know when you're trying to do a big stroke for like one section of the line art? Well, you ever be doing that, but it doesn't go the right way, and you keep undoing and trying to get it going the right way, and then it just doesn't want to go the way you want it to go?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's doing that.
I after 3 tries, you know what I just do?
Line tool.
I line tool.
Rar sharing it just so it'll stop popping up.
Thank you, demonic. Aw, thank you, demonic. Thank you for subscribing for 2 months.
Nice. Very nice. Mr.
Well, you also do pixel art board, so you know there's a bit of a difference. Slight difference. Probably not that much difference. I haven't done enough pixel art to be like, yeah, there's way big difference. I don't know. I don't know enough.
Okay, Starlax.
Ah.
Upsy daisies. Oh, I probably should throw away my trash.
Ah. He made a dick joke.
Joke.
Oh, his joke was, I can never get my strokes to go the way I want them to go.
Oh.
By the way, you should do something for the sub badges. I should do something for the sub badges. That is something I should do. I'm here, by the way, but on OW. Fluffy looking good, by the way. Yay! I was hoping Fluff looks good. She's such a sweetheart. She comes in here when she can.
Yes. Upsy daisy kitty. Snorlax is being a bit of a butt again.
Oh, that seems normal for that cat.
Yes. Snorlax always wants to cause trouble.
Play your Poke Flute. Play it. Father, play it. Oh, also, Vinny, Vine Sauce, was playing Ocarina of Time again.
Ooh.
I have watched multiple playthroughs of that fucking game, and I still am like, oh, he's playing a 4K version of it? Oh my god! Wonder how he'll do this. Why? Why am I doing this? It's not like anything new is gonna happen from that game, and he's played it so many times. And it's like, why am I watching it? I don't get it, and it's still entertained. Like, oh my gosh, I know what will happen in most things in that game. I've never beaten that game. I never fully played that game. I've watched other people play that game, and then I'm still enamored it like I'm fucking 10 years old again and being like, oh my god, what's gonna happen there? Oh man, he killed that boss so quickly. Oh my god. I don't get it. I don't get it. Do you understand?
Yeah, I definitely understand. I definitely understand. I would give an example of how I understand, but I can't think of anything right now, but I do definitely understand.
Hugs, by the way, demonic. They've got a headache right now and they need to go Betty bye. It's fine.
Yes, go Betty.
Yes.
Go sleep.
Yes. I
Sleep
understand.
until that headache the fuck off.
Oh yeah. I've had
Turn
bad
off.
headaches. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had multiple bad headaches, and it's normally due to poor sleep. And also cigarette smoke.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to be rude to people. So if their house is filled with cigarette smoke, I try not to be that guy.
It's understandable.
Try to be real polite and be like, oh, thank you for letting me into your house and stuff like, oh no, I'm dying. Oh no, I'm dying. So how does it look? Are you gonna draw all the villagers?
Not all the villagers. Oh god, no. That's a lot of villagers.
You could draw one of your favorite your other favorites. Are you drawing just your villagers?
I am just drawing my own villagers, because if I drew all the villagers, that's a lot.
That is a lot. But I'm not gonna lie, that would be great for selling.
It would be.
I think it would be very good if you sold those as prints. That would be pretty cool. I think your art's worth it.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna make all the villagers, because 397 villagers.
And counting.
And counting, because they do add more villagers.
You know they said that they were probably gonna add multiple, a lot more. Like,
Yeah.
way more.
Yeah. There is so many villagers. Hi, kitty. Give you kisses. Cat wants kisses. No, don't eat the microphone. Sir. Good sir, but yeah, 397 villagers. That's a lot of villagers.
That's a lot of villagers.
That's a lot of villagers.
I'm waiting on the Animal Crossing Pokemon crossover. Gonna shove all the annoying ones in balls and shove them into Bill's PC. God damn Bill. Do they have Bill's PC in the Ultra Past or whatever it's called? That new game? Pixel was playing it. Do they have PCs? Or do you know?
I don't remember. Go up there, cat.
Now, what I would want is I would like more crossover games,
Would be cool.
but I want them written well. That's the problem. Is that I want a well-written crossover and not like the Teenage Mutant / Batman, ironically written well. The Ninja Turtles / Power Rangers, written poorly.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, is like, I would want crossovers. I think that they would do well. It's just that I think that they're just more of, we want a paycheck and stuff like that. You have to completely give them creative license and stuff like that. And the biggest thing is that they don't want their characters to get overshadowed by the characters that are being crossovered and stuff like that. Like, if, let's say, if I had a crossover with your characters, we'd want to make sure that the characters were highlighted and stuff like that, but also they'd have to work in the same world and stuff like that. They'd have to work in the same, like, area and stuff like that, and it'd have to make sense of, like, why these characters are meeting and stuff like that. Are they in the middle of their own journey, or has their journey ended and stuff like that? Like,
love you, but if you say stuff like that one more time,
Uh-huh.
then I know you're more literate than that.
I am not. You know that that's not true.
I'm gonna smack you.
You know that that's not true.
I'm gonna smack you.
I don't know why it's not showing.
I'm gonna smack your buns.
Okay. I thought you were going to bed. Or are you off tomorrow?
I, in no way, shape, or form, said I was going to bed. You assumed.
Oh, okay.
I see.
I knew you were online, but I was binging an anime.
That's fair.
That took over my existence for a minute.
That's fine.
On the upside, it was only 12 episodes, and I usually skip through the dialogue I already know, so...
Fair. Properties? Huh.
Is it properties?
No, I'm looking at why it's not showing your reactive image. It's weird.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Just go into my reactive image, copy the link, delete the reactive image, and then repaste the link into another image.
Okay.
It'll fix it, but I don't know another workaround than that, because I've had to do it to both yours and mine on my streams.
Fun.
It is.
Fun.
It is what it is.
Well, I'm glad that you enjoyed your anime.
I usually do.
Good. I won't be up forever.
I'm aware of that.
Ugh. Yes. And then... Bam, and browser source. Next. And paste.
pasty.
What?
I said yay pasty.
Oh, okay. Alright, there you go. So I'm just drawing the fluff.
You're drawing fluff?
Yeah.
Fluff. Fluff.
She said sexy.
Do I have to go in and see if it's sexy enough?
No, you don't. Everybody has already told me. Don't you?
Are you sure?
I mean, if you want to look at it, you can. I'm not going to stop you.
Pasties, where, why? Wrong kind of pasties.
Wrong
Sweetheart.
kind of pasties. Yes, what's up?
I'm going to add my own 2 cents to this,
Alright.
and I need you to accept this
Uh-huh.
because you're one improper shadowing away from making her into a yandere.
Yandere.
She looks like she's about ready to stomp her competition into the ground.
Look,
Like, oh bitch, you thought? Nah, he's mine.
oh man, that's such a cute story. Yes.
Yes.
It has been going so well. I think the shading is coming along quite nicely. And
Yay.
I'm also...
Just don't add any shading under her eyes.
Okay.
Or I will have no choice but to hack your computer and add blood spackle.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Mm.
Mm.
Notice me, senpai.
Notice me, senpai. Get the mustard on the biscuits. Some people call it a lawnmower blade. I call it a switchblade.
That's a huge ass fucking switchblade. Maybe if you were 12 foot tall and built like a brick house, maybe then it would be a switchblade.
Fucking, those blades are fucking gnarly as shit. I broke one of those on a riding lawnmower.
Break a lawnmower blade.
I was riding the lawnmower, the riding lawnmower, and I went down the hillside with the blade.
You ran over a boulder, didn't you?
I ran over multiple giant rocks.
You're supposed to clear the yard before you run the mower.
Exactly.
I was around 14. I was doing it for a neighbor.
Understandable.
That's
What
a
can I say?
$400 repair bill.
$80. $80,
You
which
didn't do as much damage as you made it sound.
no, I bent the shit out of it. I bent the absolutely shit out of that motherfucker. We just bought a new blade and we put it on ourselves.
When you say you broke the shit out of the blade, I'm sitting here like it was all cracked to hell and you blew the engine.
No, I didn't blow the engine. That's the thing. It's like I fucked up the blade. That's about it.
Oh.
Lines.
What lines?
Line art.
Yeah, he's just having a little bit of trouble with his art.
The lines don't want to curve. They don't want to curve the right way.
Have you tried doing it manually?
Manually?
Well, I figure using those fancy tools that you have with fucking God knows what program you use.
He uses Clip, I think. Right?
I use Metabang Paint.
Ah, okay. It doesn't have the fancy line tool?
It has the fancy line tool. I just like to make myself suffer because
Okay.
I'm a mathicist.
Okay.
Apparently.
A mathicist? You mean a masochist?
Yeah.
He
I
loves
can't
math.
pronounce- Oh no, I hate math.
He
Fuck math.
loves math.
Oh, kissed.
Masochist.
Very good.
Masochist.
We got all them drugs.
Fox, try to, why don't you try flipping the, page? See if it works the other way.
I flipped it a few times now.
Have you tried turning and not flipping?
I have not tried that. That sounds interesting.
It's like angle the page, don't completely flip it.
Oh. I see. Okay, we are turning the page. This feels weird.
We're turning the page.
Why does it feel weird to turn a page? You do it to an actual piece of paper.
I know! But I rarely do it with digital, so it feels weird.
And yet I know for a fact, when you were first starting out, you probably had your tablet in your lap, and you're just over here like, let me just turn it this way.
Hey.
You're laughing because it's true. You've done it. The pain is real.
As you've seen, I flip this canvas around so much. I just spin it around. That's why I've got this neat little thing called what is this? A scroll wheel. And I hit shift and I can just scroll it around.
Oh, lovely.
Spin it around. Spin it around town.
Yes.
And that's how you blow a bubble.
Wait, please tell me please tell me I didn't hear that wrong and you said something completely innocent.
I said something completely innocent.
How you blow a bubble.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
What did you think?
We've all seen that SpongeBob episode.
I totally didn't hear something else. Sometimes when drawing, I hear something very different. I'm sorry.
It's fine. No judgment.
I mean, I wouldn't do that on stream. Rest assured.
True.
Even if I did, he'd have to turn the stream off pretty quick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I had to delete one of my streams because of James Bond.
Why?
Because in British, there is a term that they use for black things.
Okay.
And it looks like the head of a darker skinned person. And they say a very naughty word that Twitch does not like. The gamer word is what the kids like to call it.
Hold on. I'm gonna have to DM you.
You're like, now I gotta figure out what the fuck are you talking about.
Oh, but that sucks, Kai.
It's fine. It's just he says it multiple fucking times.
Ah, that's that. Yeah, okay.
He says it multiple times, talking about the ocean floor.
Wow.
And I'm like, if it was once, I could just be like, oh, okay, I'll find that audio. I can just cut that audio and it'll be fine. He says it 7 fucking times. And I'm like, there's no fucking way I'm gonna find this.
You could just as easily. Well, what you could do is you could have taken the video, taken it into a video editor,
Right.
and just removed that sound and like replaced it or just left it silent.
Right.
Which is a whole lot more effort, but at least your video's still up.
Right. But I deleted it. I didn't have time and I didn't want to put in the effort to do that. I was just like, that's fine. That's fine. It's not a big deal. I will just lose one video out of the hundreds I have already. I probably already have by now. Because I stream every day.
Wow, way to rub that one in.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
I stream every day.
Yes, because that is my mantra, is that I need to be productive. My production is not your production.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Ka-chow.
Hey, Heathen!
Hello.
And also, if I stream every day, I get to do art every day. And that means that I get to spend time with everybody.
I still feel bad that I don't stream every day.
Well, then do it. Nothing's stopping you. I believe in you. I know you can do it.
I can't stream every day with a 40-hour week job.
Well, I have a 39.72 hour job. I stream almost every day.
Well, I'm so glad that
I am not telling you to stream. I am saying that if you want to, the only person stopping you is you, not me.
Nix, you could be streaming chat right now. What do you mean streaming chat?
How do you stream chat?
Oh,
What,
just
you
chatting with
just
people?
Chatting?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's no point in starting it up now. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
For me, it's 2 a.m.
For me, it's 3.
Wow. 4, 3, and 2.
Yes.
You know on which part of the U.S. we belong.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He even streamed just chatting.
Yeah, but people want to listen to Heathen.
It's not what she thinks. Everybody loves hearing your voice. You've got such a lovely voice. I was drunk. I apologize to Raven. Aww. Aww.
Aww.
You don't have to
Well, it's like, I like
apologize.
listening to all of you.
He is that kind of guy. He's the cool.
He's just a bored birdie.
Yeah. I love hanging out with Board. Every time I text him, he always has some interesting fact he lays down on me. Like what he's working on or something like that. He's such an interesting, fun fellow. just sleepy.
And you're not?
He even said, no, trust me, Nix, they wouldn't. I mean, I'm just making idle chatter. You are! And you're a wonderful person, Board. You're a stupendous person. You're a stupendous. You're a stupendous person.
Board is big brain.
Board is big brain.
Big brain, full seeds.
Well, you know what? This may be weird.
What?
Just gonna take this. Gonna hit that, and then I'm gonna.
I thought you were gonna say something. Okay.
No.
Oh, oh my.
You're just like, this may be weird, and I'm sitting here like, okay, well, just say it. And you're like, maybe if I just do. Oh, you were talking about drawing. Okay.
Yeah. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Oh. What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean, handsome boy?
What do you mean?
Well, I think I mean that you are handsome, and I think you are cute. And that you deserve attention, and I hope I give you enough. I hope I do.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I agree. I always need more.
You know, I can't get that fucking TikTok out of my brain.
Huh. I'm sorry.
It's just forever in my brain.
Okay. I don't even know which one it is, so. I've just been watching the YouTube shorts, and it's mostly curated about animals for me. So it's just mostly animals like, oh, look at my bunnies, look how cute they are. And I'm like, yes, I agree. And this person who feeds deer so they come up straight up to his front porch and stuff like that. I like that one. One where there's a chinchilla.
Chinchilla.
What Freckles? Is this Freckles?
Echoes.
I don't think these are Freckles. I think these are just spots.
Aren't freckles just spots?
Spots from like a cheetah or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but aren't freckles just spots?
No. That's why they're called. Okay. Let's see.
They are just spots.
No. Are
I
spots
guess
on a lion considered freckles?
Unless it's just like isolated spots, then it's just a cutie mark.
A cutie mark. Oh, I love cutie marks.
Oh, cutie
Not
marks.
to be confused with the MLP cutie marks.
Oh,
where you
man.
get a butt stamp.
This is my butt
Yeah,
stamp.
That's what it is. It's a butt stamp.
I love
It's a
my
butt
tramp stamp.
telling the world what you're good
Well,
at.
no, well, not it's not
That's exactly what it is. It's a butt stamp that says, "This is my talent."
Oh man, I'm more thinking of like something dark, and it's a fucking brand.
Oh,
I mean, technically they're branded for life. Like, this is my talent. This is my skill.
This is
what
all I'm good at. What if you found out what you're good at, and you're like, no. Like it's like, oh, I'm really good at
Didn't
sorting.
they have an entire episode devoted to that?
Probably. I don't remember all of them. I stopped after season 3.
Zara says, I return, and your art is beautiful.
Hmm.
Ooh, woo.
Ooh, woo.
Oh, woo.
Ooh, woo.
Oh, woo.
Ooh, woo.
Ooh, woo.
Ah! Oh. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the follow. I'm so sorry. It's so sorry. So sorry. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you and welcome. As you can see, we're 12 beers in.
Yeah.
Party don't stop. No.
Wonder what a drunk goat would actually draw.
Probably nothing good.
But that's what makes it the best.
It's I guess I'll do it. Okay. When I get to 500, I'll do it.
You'll do a drunk stream.
Yeah.
A drunk stream.
Every 500, I'll do a drunk stream. How about that?
No, you're gonna have to tell me when you're gonna stream that, because I have to request the next day off.
Well, it isn't gonna be for a while, but thank you so much for the follow, by the way. Hope you enjoy the art. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for being amazing.
I will purposefully buy a bottle of vodka that night, and I will take a shot.
Thank you, Nur. Thank you, Nuss. Nusri Tusta. Nusri Tusta. Nuss. Nuss.
No, I don't know what you're looking at.
Oh, then my new follow.
Oh, I can't check your followers.
It's
Wait, can
Nusretus. Yeah, right there. You can call me Corte. All right.
Nusretusta.
Nusret. I'm so bad at it.
Nusretusta. I don't know.
Nusretus. But thank you so much, Corte. Thank you so much for being awesome.
That is weird to try and pronounce without knowing its origin. It's hard to figure how to pronounce it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try my hand at that. I know that I'm gonna majorly fuck it up.
I do not care. I do not care if I butcher something. I will apologize if I do, but I don't care if I do, because I find it fascinating when I actually figure it out. Like,
But
even
thank
if
you.
someone has to hooked on phonics their name just so I can figure it out.
Thank you so much for coming in, Corte. Do you like art? Are you into art? Are you into any of this kind of stuff? Are you going in for art? Do you do art regularly?
Or are you just here to listen to two male furs making fun of a how would you describe goat?
How would you describe me, Fox?
How would I describe you?
Yeah.
A very nice person that I enjoy spending time with.
That's a safe answer, and you know it.
See, he bully me. He bully me all the time. He bully me.
Never maliciously.
Never maliciously. I'm glad it was only Raven that came into my stream last night, as I would be able to say anyone's name. Goat is a lovely bean. I wish I could have gone to your stream. I just didn't see you streaming. Because sometimes it doesn't show the notifications on my phone.
Happy bean juice.
Oh my.
Wait a second. Shy, how dare you? That was an innocent comment. How dare you?
That was completely innocent, 100%. And you ruined it.
Steven's over here like he's a love happily bean, and I'm like, yes, he makes the happy bean juice. And I was talking like coffee. How dare you, Shy? How dare you? My innocence lost. As if I had innocence.
Right? I was
Humanity
like,
lost.
What innocence?
Humanity lost.
Oh, I'm being a little too loud.
How are you being a little too loud?
Oh no.
Is someone yelling at you?
It's almost. Well, I'm being a little too loud. It's almost 3 a.m. I should not be this loud.
Okay. It's
Why, do you
okay.
have housemates?
No, he lives with his family.
Yeah, I live with my parents, which sucks. Hopefully, I can move out soon.
Are you in the basement? Are you upstairs? Are you downstairs? Are you down the hall? Are you next door?
Oh no, I have my own room. It's a 1-story, so.
Okay.
How far are you away from your parents?
There is only the bathroom that is separating us.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any soundproofing along your wall?
No.
Should
I have very thin walls.
you should really
I can
invest in
probably hear
that.
you cackling.
Probably.
You should really invest in that.
And your dad will be sitting at the kitchen table with his morning coffee, being like, "How dare you? Time to sleep." Or you could be covering up their passionate evening. You never know.
Oh god.
Don't want to know about that.
Yeah.
No one ever wants to know about their parents' passionate evening. But think of this for one moment, and one moment only, because any longer you will go insane. Any particular bedroom activity you enjoy is neurologically tied to be genetically connected to your parents. Your favorite kink was your parents' pleasure.
Depends on the kink, I would say.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so very much, Brain.
I really hope that none of my parents have my kinks, because that would be very concerning.
Same, but probably possibility.
No.
Fortunately, my mother has never shied away from those particular topics. And
Toplix.
Toplix. Yeah.
Toplix.
Toplix. Those toplix.
Those delicious toplix that you can also buy at your local grocery store.
I'm so glad my parents have passed, so I don't have to face them after that.
Wow.
It totally tells me, even, that you are one saucy lady. Oh my.
Oh my.
The things you get up to.
Oh no.
There we go. Way better. That's a way better, because her mouth was way too far down.
Mrs. says hello. Hello, Mrs. Board.
Hello, Mrs. Board.
Whichever you prefer.
Hello.
We hope to see you stream someday. We would love to see you stream. If your hubby is
Mrs.
any,
or board?
huh?
Boards Mrs. or board?
Yeah, boards Mrs.
You want boards Mrs. to stream?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So let her stream.
Yeah.
I reserve my right to remain silent.
Oh, you have that in Britain? I didn't know you had that.
He even is reserving the right to remain silent.
Well, that is one of our greatest rights. People just don't know what the hell that means a lot of times.
Translation, I plead the fifth.
Yes.
It wasn't me, I didn't do it. That's my story, I'm sticking to it. I plead the fifth.
In Japan, they use the fifth in such a horrible manner.
What I lack is the capacity.
Oh, okay.
My.
Oh
my.
Oh my. You know, this has been such an amazing stream because beforehand I was listening to Harry Potter, so.
Yay! From one magic wand to another.
Damn.
Anyway.
Damn.
I'm not going to say anything.
Your silence is all I need to hear.
We have such things to show you.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, one will be provided to you. And there were like 2 or 3 others, and I can't remember them.
Yep.
I don't make a habit of getting arrested, so I haven't memorized them.
Yeah, I haven't memorized them either, but people just don't use them correctly.
What? It's technically being Mirandized.
Yeah.
I'm a good fox. I don't need to remember them.
You don't need to, unless we go to another country. We have to follow both our laws and theirs. So we have to follow both of their laws, because even if we don't break their laws, if we're breaking our laws, we are still criminals. It's weird.
The Miranda rights script. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you. Do you understand the rights I have just read to you? These rights in mind, with these rights in mind, do you wish to speak to me? And that is the Miranda script.
Right.
If they do not say that to you before you are arrested and taken to court, do tell the judge, because then they have to release you. You were not given your Miranda rights.
Nope. There's been lots of criminals let off, real bad ones let off because of that.
As they were not Mirandized.
Yeah. Because they're
listen very carefully for an officer saying that to you. If it has not been said to you, bring it to the judge's attention.
No, the biggest thing, shut up. Don't
always shut up.
Yeah, don't tell them. Yeah, don't tell them
until you get to that courtroom with the judge in front of you. Then you call them out on their bullshit. I was not Mirandized.
Oh man.
Fucking hell, we gotta let you go.
From hearing that one dude that was beaten into a confession for killing those 7 women when there was no way he could have done it, and literally he was just a gas station worker that loved talking about local news and stuff like that. That's all he was. And people are like, no, the police chief got him on that.
What, he wasn't Mirandized?
He was, even though that happened, they still went on with the case.
They're not supposed to.
I know.
He was never given his Miranda rights.
I know, and he also signed a confession when he was pushed to do it. 2 confessions.
Second me.
Yeah. Because the first confession makes no sense. It's literally ludicrous. It's just like, please stop hurting me. I'll sign whatever you want. And then the second confession oddly looked more like the case notes.
People disgust me.
Yeah. Come to find out, that guy, that police chief, you know what they found out? He was robbing local banks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Don't you love our
Yeah, our system. Yeah. And even after all of that, finding out, they still they were like, "Oh, it's been 10 years. Are you gonna let that man out of his cell?" No. We're gonna have it stand, because it's gonna look bad on us that we put in the wrong person into the law system.
Well,
And he died. And he died in prison 13 years into his sentence.
That is. People wonder why I don't like people.
Yeah.
I like individuals. I don't like people.
Yeah. So remember your rights. And also remember that it's probably going to be stacked against you as well. It's like Saw. You're never gonna win.
No. But hey, if you're going down, you might as well go down swinging.
Might be going down with a few other people.
It's like, all right, okay. You gonna charge me with this? There's no way for me to get out of this at all. All right, okay. Give me the pen. So I can stab it into your jugular.
So I can fucking kill you too, bitch. The UK one,
You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defense if you do not mention, when questioned, something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
Yep.
Wow.
Anything you say.
My balls itch.
Yep. He said it
Is
at
that
this
evidence?
right time. Yep. He's berating the court.
Excuse me, sir. I must polish my jewels immediately.
I must polish my jewels. Hi, steady. Oh, by the way, Fox, how's your art coming?
It's coming along.
Good.
You know, even with all the distraction.
Yes.
Good.
Years.
Yars.
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 Yar.
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 Yar, har, har.
Yar.
Me mateys. Me crew. Bunch of scallywags, all of ya. But I love you just the same.
Oh, the ship's going down, all on account of the weather.
If you wanna,
drown, there's no need to frown, 'cause we're all going together.
if you wanna tell Heaven what you're drawing, Fox.
What I'm trying?
Yeah, Heaven wants to know.
Oh, I am doing line art for some Animal Crossing fan art of the villager Antonio.
Which one's Antonio?
Anteater.
Which one's Antonio? Yeah, he's a little jock anteater.
Oh.
He wants to get swole.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Just like that duck, that green duck, Scoot.
Oh, Scoot.
Scoot just wants to get swollen. It's like, you fucking weirdo. You're never gonna get swole, bro.
Even
You're a duck. You're a duck, buddy.
I'm sorry, but have you seen Aflac?
Affleck.
Bitches get paid.
Oh
man.
yeah. I also got followed by the voice actor of the Swedish Donald Duck.
Oh.
Yeah. He's
You're gonna say Swedish Chef.
no, he's the voice actor of the Swedish Donald Duck, and he streams on Twitch.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, that's so cool. That's really cool. It's like being followed by Edward Bosco.
The chocolate mousse.
A chocolate mousse.
First we have the chocolate.
Then we had the mousse.
And we put the chocolate onto the mousse. And now we have a chocolate mousse.
I'm sorry, everybody. This joke is just too dumb.
No, you leave my Muppets alone.
Yeah, Kermit the
Frog.
Kermit the Frog.
Frog.
After his balls drop.
What? Hold up, what? What?
I can't reach his octave range anymore. So it's after his balls drop, damn it.
Oh no. Oh no.
Didn't he have a cousin named Robin?
I think that was his nephew.
Nephew.
Yeah. There's something about television and being like, your uncle isn't creepy and wants to hang out with you way more than if he had an actual son or daughter.
I want you to hold on to that when you realize that Kermit is also the same uncle that was playing a banjo in the swamp.
Yeah. Also invite your nephew to a Christmas party in the middle of nowhere with a bunch of your band friends and the people from your television show. No, don't worry. Nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna happen. No, he's
Gonna happen.
Adam, your well-known band and stuff like that. I don't know, was it his sister that had the kid, or I'm asking a question.
Frogs have very many babies, so
Yeah.
it's not easy being green. Hey, Askeladd, Kermit, it'd be okay if they were gay.
skies of blue.
Skies of blue.
Askeladd. Askeladd.
Oh. Zara sent me to somebody else. Fine.
What's up?
Someone Zara sent me to Zung Hao. Fair. I like your art. Fun. I followed you. Now I will leave.
By the way, Steady Prism asked, how's it going, like, ages ago, and you never responded.
Oh, I didn't see that. I'm tired.
I'm not. I was just wondering if you'd notice. Because you normally notice when he walks in.
When I walk in, don't stop No, I'm just tired.
I don't think that answers Steady Prism.
Steady, I'm tired. That's how I'm going. It's going like I'm tired. I'm tired, but also want it to be productive. Because I have so many commissions and so many wonderful people who gave me money. I have to finish them.
And I told him that he needs to take better care of himself because he apparently only had 5 hours of sleep last night.
Yeah. But we don't listen to people like that.
at all. Do we?
Nope. No. I don't know why we don't. That seem like they have good intentions, but might also be a trick. Forever insomnia.
The only trick is how my hand shall reach through the monitor to smack you.
That would be quite a good trick.
That'd be a really good trick. I will have mastered teleportation.
Man, you must have eaten a devil fruit or something.
I'm sorry, but if I could just leap through a screen and be wherever I wanted to be, you think I'd be working at a fucking prepared foods?
I hope not.
No.
I'd hope not.
I'd be doing work for the CIA. Like, I'd be making the big bucks. Oh. I know how you feel. I'd be playing Phasmophobia, getting scared out of my mind, jumping through the monitor and scaring everybody else.
I got you. Haha. Jacksepticeye. Haha. Funny.
What the fuck?
What?
I don't know what the hell you were going for there.
I was going like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye that play scary, spooky games, and then you could actually like scare them.
No, you're looking more toward Mark and Wade. Jack doesn't normally like playing scary games. He does play them, but you can tell he's not having the greatest of times with it.
And you think Mark is having the greatest of times with it?
He has a better time of it than Jack does.
True. Oh, God.
Jack is just scared out of his mind. Mark's like, well, just another fucking day.
All right. I'm going to send this to Floof to see what else she wants to make sure. I think it looks pretty damn good.
Wants the dick.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Shy. Thank you so much. You're so wonderful. You're so wonderful. And
then what? Wait, Shy's leaving?
No, I'm getting really
Why'd you
sleepy.
make it sound like it?
Because I'm getting really sleepy and I'm getting tired.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm getting sleepy and tired. Where I don't know how long Shy is going to be on.
I too am getting a bit sleepy.
I'm going to paste this to Fluff.
Oh, I've been sleeping.
Does this need anything? And what background do you want? Oh, Shy, did you see the finished version of the last Pecky?
Oh, I don't think I did.
Yeah, it's in Comwork.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, someone.
Japanese school building rooftop.
Nice.
That would be pretty good. Forte.
That would bring the notice me senpai face full circle.
It would. It would. Corte. Well, you gotta read the rules, Corte. You gotta read the rules. Did you read the rules? Hopefully you read the rules.
I read the rules.
No, I know you read the rules. I know you read the rules. I just want to make sure Corte read the rules before. But yes, I did that pixel. Oh, and I didn't put up the other one. Damn it. Of the other com. Yeah. There we go. There we go. So who are we gonna send you guys off to? There's
the insane asylum.
Okay, the funny farm? Sure.
They're coming to take me away. Ho ho hee hee ha ha. to the happy home where life is beautiful all the time, and I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats as they're coming to take me away. Ha ha!
So we got Trevor, we got Kitty Cat Yo. Kitty
And
Cat.
there's Lexi Deer. Then there's Real Kazu.
Yeah.
Jack of Trades. D20.
Yeah. There's so many wonderful people. What do you guys think? Real Kazu is low, so we could do Real Kaz. It'd be fine with me.
Yeah, but Kaz is doing Genshin Impact.
Yeah.
I don't know if everyone's into that.
Yeah.
I tried looking into it, but I just stopped.
I could do a Zong Kale.
Oh, you can totally raid Kazu. I'm not saying not to.
No, I know, but it's Genshin Impact. It is Genshin Impact, and I haven't rated him in a bit. But I want to make sure that everybody's getting rated. But he has 4. I want everybody to be happy. But if that's the case, I'll rate him. It's totally fine.
Sweetheart.
What's up?
I will let you know right now that I will join the raiding party, but I will not be there long.
I will not be there long either.
Yep.
Because I am going to bed. Well, if that's the case, we'll send somebody to the art then. Because everybody loves art. How about that?
Dude, Jack of Trades is doing art. Katie is doing art. I think that's the only 2 I've got right now.
Yeah, I just followed this new person, so we'll send them to this person. Any last words, Fox? Any last words?
Last words, go.
I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your night or day or wherever you are, and y'all remember that you're awesome in your own way and stuff.
Thank you, Fox. Sorry to put you on the spot.
It's okay. I wasn't really paying attention. I was still doing line art and stuff, so I got completely zoned out.
And sharp and yeah.
Yes.
We love you, Fox. You're too incredible.
You're incredible.
You're beautiful.
You're a towel.
What? What? I'm a town? Again? Damn it.
Yeah.
You heard him, Fox. I'm a town.
Oh boy.
You keep me warm and dry.
Well, thank you guys so much for the wonderful time. Thank you guys for being amazing. Hope to see you guys later. Night night.
Night night.